Is Brother Ben here? Brother Ben. Now, Ben got a heck of a program. A lot of people listening to Brother Ben. And Ben tells them about the minister. And Ben tells them about the minister.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet you all with the greeting words of peace. We said in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. Man, today we're going to be talking about overcoming mental barriers. The mind. Brother Nuri said, we are not a body with a mind in it. We are mind with a body wrapped around it. The mind is our command center. So if we can get our mind right, oh man, we can get our behind right. If we can get our mind right, we could manage life better. We know that it is our subconscious thoughts that leads to our feelings. Our feelings leads to actions, vice versa. And our actions leads to our result. So the book, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind says, in order to change the fruit, we have to change the root. It's the mind that scripture says, be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind, so we can get in control of this thing in between our temples. Then we can learn to navigate life better. Let's listen to our brother Rev Ike today. Oh man, we ain't listened to brother Rev Ike in a minute. In this first one, he's gonna be talking about Judas. Oh, y'all ready for Judas? Now, how many of y'all, whenever you hear Judas, or what do you think about when I say Judas? Don't you think about somebody else? Don't you think about, oh, the one who betrayed Jesus? Ain't that the first thing come up in your mind? We got a little twist here today. Let's listen to Brother Reverend Ike. Check him out.
Judas is whatever defective character in you that causes you to sell out. We are told that Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Let me ask you a question. You see people point at Judas and say he sold out Christ for 30 pieces of silver. What are you selling out for? Some people only sell out for excuses. At least he got 30 pieces of silver. What are you getting for selling out? What are you getting for compromising? What are you getting for being less, doing less, and having less than is really yours in?
All right, here we go. We're going to start this thing over because guess what? They can't hear. Of course, they can't hear. So what we're going to do is we're going to check these settings. They can't hear on Zoom, family. Give us 1 second. Ooh, come on, man. What's going on? Y'all couldn't hear that, huh? Hold on. Hold on. I know y'all probably could hear it on YouTube. Hold on. Let me see something.
Judas is whatever defective character.
Check. Wow, they sure can't hear. Yo. Check. Wow. All right. Check. Can y'all hear this now? Hold on, let me see.
In you that causes you to sell out. We are told that Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver.
Okay, if y'all couldn't hear that, I got a solution for Zoom. What about on YouTube? Y'all good on YouTube, right? Oh, y'all can't hear it on YouTube either? Oh, they said they can hear it on YouTube. Man, hold on. Let's get this together. We got it. Hold on. So this is. Let me know if y'all can hear it on YouTube. Soon as I'm about to play it. 1, 3, 2, 1 now.
Judas is whatever defective character in you that causes you to sell out. We are told that Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Let me ask you a question. You see people point at Judas and say, you sold out Christ for 30 pieces of silver. What are you selling out for? Some people only sell out for excuses. They're living for selling out. What are you getting for comfort?
Hold on. Because I don't like this. Something going on. Something is going zone. So hold on. Because they can't really, what y'all hearing is, y'all are hearing, yeah, I know what y'all hearing. Y'all hearing my microphone. I don't need y'all hearing my microphone.
Compromising. What are you getting for being less? Was in God.
Man. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure this out, man. This is wow, man. Why stuff be happening like this? Hold on. Stick with me, y'all.
You sell your birthright when you accept less than what you are.
There it go. I see that thing loud and clear now, ain't it? It's loud and clear now. Did y'all hear it that time? We're going to start back. There it is.
Judas is whatever defective character in you that causes you to sell out. We are told that Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Let me ask you a question. You see people point at Judas and say he sold out to Christ for 30 pieces of silver. What are you selling out for? Some people only sell out for excuses. At least he got 30 pieces of silver. What are you getting for selling out? What are you getting for compromising? What are you getting for being less, doing less, and having less than is really yours in God? You sell your birthright when you accept less than what you are in God and what God is in you. Wow. And that's Judas. Judas is whatever defective character in man, in mind, that causes him to value materiality above spirituality. And you see, this is what Judas did. Many commentators think that Judas was the one disciple that never really understood the mission of Jesus. He thought that Jesus came to set up an earthly kingdom, a material kingdom. And when he actually found out what Jesus meant when he said, "My kingdom is not of this world," he was disillusioned. And you see, some people don't understand that there is so much more to life and living than materiality. And that materiality is not reality, only spirituality is reality. That's some interesting gobbledygook. Let's go over it again. You ready? Materiality is not reality. Only spirituality is reality. You see, seek you first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of these things shall be added unto you. And when you understand that, then you don't get hung up over material things. Judas is some faculty of your mind which you fail or neglect to discipline. So repeat after me. Judas is some faculty of the mind which one fails or neglects to discipline. As I say, Judas is that irritation, that aggravation, that shortcoming that you have, and you know that you have it. Listen, every one of you here, you know you're Judas. I'm not the only one. I confessed one of mine. Don't sit there looking at me so goody-goody. And I'll tell you something, you know, when you can face the negatives within yourself and identify them and know that this is something I've got to work on, you're ahead.
Come on.
Face the negatives within yourself. Face your faults and your failures and your neglects, and demonstrate your self-mastery above them, or they will hang you up. Now, here's the big question, and I'm going to have it put on the green board in caps. How many of you want to work on your Judas so that he won't hang you up any longer? How many of you got some hang-ups you want to get rid of? Stand up. I'm already standing. All of you who don't have any improvements that you think you ought to make, stretch wings and fly. All right, remain standing now, because you see, as I said, we're going to get rid of our hang-ups before they hang us up. Here's the question, repeated after me. Who and what are my Judas? Who and what are my Judas? And I have some suggestions down here. Is it temper? Come on, let's have some confessions. How many of you have got a Judas temper? Come on, let's see. All right. And I'm going to ask you something else. You know, some people think that the people with the tempers are the ones that always fly off. Not so. Some of you, I'm going to read you now. How many of you don't fly off with a temper, but you do a slow burn? Come on. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Oh, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me. I'm standing in need of prayer. Not my mother, not my father, but it's me, oh Lord. Standing in the need of prayer. Not my mother, not my father, but it's me, oh Lord. It's me. I'm standing. Oh, it's me. It's me, oh Lord. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord. Oh, it's me. It's me, oh Lord. Oh, it's me. It's me. Oh, yeah. It's me. Unhung. All right, here's the prayer to unhang you from whatever your hang-ups are and to keep you unhung. They are two verses of scripture from the Psalms. Repeat them after me. Create in me a clean heart, O God. And renew a right spirit. Within me. Let's pray this one again. Create in me. In me. I'm not talking about somebody else, Lord. not my mother, not my father, not my sister, not my brother, but create in me a clean heart. Oh God, and renew a right spirit. A right spirit, a right spirit, a right spirit, a right spirit, a right spirit. Within me. Now there are two me's in this verse, and we're going to take out the me and you're going to say your name. And I'm going to say, create in Frederick Ike Crincota a clean heart, O God, and renew in Frederick Ike Crincota a right spirit. Now whatever your name is, put your name in there. Come on, let's hear it. Create in Frederick Ike Crincota a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within Frederick Ike Crincota. You over there in the special healing section, you're being healed. Receive it, receive it, receive it. Glory to God. Now here's the second psalm that we're reading. Let the words of my mouth, and the meditation of my heart, be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. So when you discover that Judas spirit trying to get a hold of you, trying to hang you up, pray this prayer. Just create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. If you feel your spirit getting wrong, if you feel you're about to fly off the handle, if you catch your mouth talking something you shouldn't talk, hallelujah. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit. You know, if you have a right spirit, everything will work out fine. And you see, don't get hung up over other people's wrong spirit. It says, create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. You're not responsible to maintain somebody else's right spirit. You can only maintain your own right spirit.
Right.
May the words of my mouth. You see, you're responsible for your mouth. What did Jesus say about the judgment? Every idle word that a man shall speak, he shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. So may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. God bless you. Most of the time when people have problems in their bodies and in their affairs, they never think about doing anything with their minds. I'm going to run into pasture again. Most of the time when people have problems in their bodies and in their affairs, they never think about doing anything about the mind. And that's the great difference in our teaching. We say if your body is infirm, if your affairs are infirm, you must first of all do something about the mind. Now that's interesting. And some people declare that we don't preach the Bible and that we don't preach Jesus. But what did Jesus say? According to your faith, so be it unto you. What's your faith? The way you think. The way you believe. And you can only believe with your mind. And even if we're going to be evangelistic and use the word repent, the word repent is a purely mental term, metanoia in the original Greek, which means what? Think again. Think again. And so regardless of what our problems are, we're going to have to start with the mind. My son Xavier came down to my library a few days ago. He had a book report or review to do for his psychology class, and he wanted to find a good book on psychology. to make a report on. I said, well, perhaps you'll have a different kind of report to make to your psychology class, a report on psychology that deals with the issue of curing the body and the affairs by means of the mind. And not only curing the affairs in the body by means of the mind, but also controlling your life and making it what you want to be by means of your mind. And so he selected a book by Dr. Jack Ensign Addington, titled Psychogenesis. Say that word, psychogenesis. Again? Psychogenesis. It's a combination of two terms, psycho indicating the mind, Genesis, beginning, and it literally means everything begins in mind. Say that. Everything begins in mind. And let me blow your mind for a moment and let me tell you this. Whatever your situation is today, in your body, in your affairs, good, bad, or indifferent, everything in your experience begins in mind. And so if you really want to control your life, you really want to control your experience, you really want to change your body, you really want to change your affairs, you're going to have to go to the mind, and the mind will have to be healed of its infirmities. All right? I want to read this sentence again in the first person. It's an affirmation, and have you repeat it again. I, a mind, a man, must not be infirm. That's interesting. In other words, I must be firm in my positive beliefs. Well, go ahead and say it if you want to. I must be firm in my belief of good health.
I must be firm in my beliefs of good health.
I must be firm in my belief in happiness.
I must be firm in my belief
I must be firm in my belief in
in
prosperity. And you see, you don't wait until you begin to have a problem in your body or in your affairs to do this. That's another thing that I'm trying to get people out of. Don't think that the healing ministry is just something for you to come to as an emergency room, and the only time you go there is when you have an emergency. Positive thinking is a way of living. Say that.
positive thinking is a way of living.
Positive thinking is a way of thinking. Good health is a way of thinking. Success is a way of thinking. Prosperity is a way of thinking. Money is a way of thinking. Being broke is a way of thinking. Sickness is a way of thinking. You see, well, let's be comprehensive about it. Every condition is a way of thinking. Wow, that's so simple, but yet so profound. And you have to work on your mind every day to keep it firm. You see, it's not just as I say, don't do this just as an emergency measure. Somebody said to me the other day, Rev Ike, do you ever have any doubts about your philosophy? Do you ever have any doubts in your mind? I said, now wait a minute. I said, in the first place, I have to work on my mind every day. It's an instant, constant thing. I said, do you ever find your mind going astray from your positive beliefs? I said, let me tell you, my mind and every mind is just like people driving a car. I said, and this young man was not a driver, so I said to him, I says, now, but I know you have watched people driving a car. Driving a car is a matter of constant correction, isn't it? Is that right? Now, If you're going to Washington, D.C., you can't just say, well, I'm going to get in the car and go to Washington, D.C. and just aim it toward Washington and step on the gas. So which way is Washington? That way. Okay. But when you're driving along in a car, you are constantly correcting your course. Is that right? Sometimes the car may pull a little too far to the right or a little too far to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, directing your mind is just like that. It's a matter of constant correction and direction. So say with me, working with my mind, is a matter of constant correction and direction. And I want that up here on caps, in caps. Isn't that interesting? And you are going to have to take a hold of the steering wheel of your mind. And listen, if you're driving a car, just because the car goes a little too far to the right, you don't sit there and complain and cry, oh, why doesn't this car stay in the road? That's the way people do with their circumstances. Why does this happen to me? Why won't things go right? Are you holding the steering wheel? Are you constantly directing and correcting your thoughts, your moods, your attitudes, and your ideas? I'll tell you one thing, if you don't direct your mind, the world will sure as hell direct it. And I meant to put that strong word in there, because that's exactly where the world will direct your mind to. And I don't care how good you are at this thing, and I don't care how good a driver is, you will never see a driver so good that he doesn't have to direct and correct his course in driving. Have you ever seen a driver that doesn't have to correct his course in driving? How many drivers here? Raise your hands. Do you know what I'm talking about? How many people don't drive a car yet? Let's see your hands. Have you ever watched a driver? Have you ever wondered why they were always doing this? But you see, you have to be careful also that you don't go too far to the left, not to the right. You can't be too religious. Really? No, you can't be too religious. You know, don't get too holy on me. I don't even bother to talk to those folks who are too holy. And if I see anybody coming down the street or down the hall with a Bible ringing doorbells, no way. No way. Don't even open your door. Run the other way. Of course, I don't know. I've got a knack of getting them off of me fast, you know. They're supposed to be able to hang on. I got the stuff for them. You know, because I know where they're coming from. But they don't have the slightest idea where I'm coming from, you see. How did I get off into that, you know? Well, brother, the Lord is coming. Are you getting ready to meet him? So one group asked me. I said, now wait a minute. I said, in the first place, I don't serve that God that goes and comes. I says, if he's coming from somewhere, he must not be here. He says, if he's not here, where is he now that I need him? And I get them off of me fast like that. They usually, you know, and I'm usually the one that's preaching at them as they go down the street with their tails tucked between their legs. Well, you see, you got to watch that too as you're directing and correcting your mind. You can't get off into, listen, don't get too deep. What did I say? Don't get too deep. See, every once in a while around this church, I watch people. If I see one getting too deep, I pray for them real good. Don't get too deep. If you find yourself getting too deep, go to the merry-go-round and get on the horse and ride around. and laugh and have some fun. Yes, you have to constantly correct and direct your mind in order to stay on course. Because if the mind becomes infirm, the affairs will be infirm.
What do you want to do?
Mind is a magnet. Every mind is a magnet. There's no avoiding that. That is what the ancient philosophers called the law or the Lord. And the ancient philosophers also said the Lord of the law is no respecter of persons. The law of mind works for everybody. It doesn't matter what your race, your creed, or your color may be. Your mind is a magnet. And once you understand that your mind is a magnet and that it is always drawing stuff to you. You see, somebody's already found it now. I knew how I drew that stuff to me. If you find you're drawing the stuff that you don't like, you can learn how to become master of your mind, master of money, master of the good that you desire. And you can start drawing what you do want. Now, I have what I call sometimes my mantra. And it's a list of all of the good things that I want to be, to do, and to have. And it defines, I believe, all of human need and desire. And it's this: good health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. Did you catch it? Good health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. Let's hear it. And I say that all the time, privately as well as in my classes and in my sermons and in my seminars and workshops. Why do I keep saying that? Because this is what I want to magnetize my mind for. This is what I want. My mind to be a magnet to draw and to create in my life. Good health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. Let's hear it again. Now, that's what I say all the time. Why? Because again, the subconscious, which the ancient philosophers called the heart, and in the Bible it's called the heart, but Freud calls it the subconscious. The subconscious is that silent listener. And everybody has that subconscious part of the mind, which is a silent listener that hears everything you say, and it is impressed by everything you feel and everything you think. A lot of people never know why certain things happen in their lives or why certain things don't, and they're surprised. Like some people say to me, "Oh, but Reverend Ike, you tell me it's because of my thinking. I didn't think up this sickness on me." Well, the thing about it, in this world, you don't have to think up sickness and bad luck and poverty. There is what is called the world mind that's always thinking that up for you. That's why I'm rather cautious about, and I advise you to be cautious about reading about what kind of flu is coming for the season. Why? Because you have a silent subconscious listener down there. And that silent subconscious listener hears that, and if it becomes impressed with that, then it'll go around having that kind of flu. And we don't want to magnetize our minds for what we do not desire. We do not want to demagnetize our minds concerning good health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. And so for the next few minutes, we are going to work together, and I'm glad for this audience because we've been working together. Oh, the things you've taught me about money. I've got some new words to add, as to the definition of money. Money is power. Money is freedom. Let's say that again. Money is power. Money is freedom. Yes, it is. And we want to magnetize our minds to draw good health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money.
Woo! What a mindset. A mindset recalibration this morning. So if y'all have anything that y'all would like to share this morning, go ahead and press the number 1 at this time. You know, Master Father Muhammad gave us something similar, didn't he? Luxury. I mean, money, luxury, good home, friendship of all walks of life. And I heard the minister said, and the first thing he said, it was in the paper too, was money. Which is only a tool, family. Many people get cringe when you hear people talk about money. Some people don't admit that. Some of us, when we hear money or money come into the conversation, you get cringe. I don't know if I want to talk about that. This is something every person must need as a responsible adult in America. But we cringe when you hear somebody talk about it. If a pastor bring up money, you get weird. Why? So we got to go back and track that. Why is that? Why do we feel that way? Why is it when somebody bring up money, the first thing a lot of people come to mind is, well, money ain't everything. Who said that? See, the defense, you know what I mean? It's like something programmed in our mind. But yet, we say the white man got us under control, the most powerful. And as we're taught, he got us looking up for a heaven while they going in our pockets, building their heaven on earth. So this is powerful, man, the mind. One of the things that stood out for me was when he talked about that driver. Man, that was a good way to say it. The driver, we always are constantly correcting ourselves as a driver. It's funny, I've said something similar before. I've said that, y'all know I've been teaching on a spiritual GPS for a long time. I say that whenever I pull out my phone, Siri will never say, turn left, turn right, keep straight. Why? Because I never put the destination in. So in life, when we figure out where we want to go, it's much easier for us to get help on the directions from someone who's already been there. So you can stand next to a millionaire. You can be in the room with a billionaire, but if you don't have the right question and they don't know where you even trying to go, they can give you some advice, but it won't be as specific as you need it because they don't know where you're trying to go. If I'm driving down the street and I stop and see somebody and ask them, how do I get to whatchamacallit? They're going to say, I don't know, what's the destination? So when we get clear on what we want to be, who we want to be, we can get more clear on those directions. Now, when I get the direction, some of us, when you get the direction on your phone, how many of y'all have Siri? Check this. How many of y'all have Siri audio on? Sometimes I hate hearing. I turn the audio off. Shut up. I hate you. Turn left. Man, let me be quiet. But anyway, those of us who keep it on, don't you still check it a little bit? Even though you know Siri gonna say exit here, you still, as you driving, checking just to see if you on track, don't you? You just make sure. Okay, you ain't said nothing in a minute. Let me look down. Well, what about us? What our goals? So now I got my destination, my goal. How many of us are checking to make sure we on track? Or we letting the day go by and we ain't hit that goal? We letting the day go by or the week go by and we have no measurement that we've been looking to see. Am I on track? I said I want to do what? So we know Sister Mecca put up on the thing inside the school. What do you want to accomplish by Friday? Every day we should be looking at that. Hold on. I said, I want to do what? Okay, I want to work out. I want to go to the gym. Okay, I want to, make this amount of clients. Okay, I want to eat this. Okay, we should be checking it. Because, last thing I'm going to share before I pass it, he said, if you don't direct your mind, the world will sure as hell direct it. Oh, you don't think Instagram will give you something to do? If you ain't busy with yourself, Instagram will give you something busy to watch. I mean, it'll make you busy. It'll give you something to watch. YouTube will take your time. If you don't want to give the time to yourself, if you don't want to commit to yourself and do and do what you say you was gonna do, Instagram, Facebook will give you something to do. And then we find ourselves day after day after day after day after day, not doing what we told ourselves we wanted to do. But all that is within the mind. So let's go to Brother Daniel, man. What stood out for you, Brother Daniel?
Yes, sir. That driving piece did. I'm gonna go to that second. I mean, the topic itself, it was very powerful when he said that the well, I think you said Brother Nuri said is that the body is a vehicle for the mind. That's that's very powerful because it tells me and us that we have to any changes we're trying to make, we got to get into thought and we have to change our mind and not be so focused on the so I'm getting a double feedback. Be so focused on the physical. I remember what a minister said in How They Escaped the Last Plague of Death. He said, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Then he said, you can't waste what you haven't even developed.
Mm.
I said, whoa. So it made me think about the importance of the development of the mind. And I know that Brother Jabril teaches on what a hypocrite is. He said another word for that is just a weak-minded person. Mm. The importance of developing the mind and reading and feeding the knowledge and having a strong mind and a strong will is so powerful. I'm thinking of when he talked about when he mentioned magnetism and how the mind is a magnet. The way he said it just was a light bulb went off in my head because he pointed out where you can attract positive things or you can attract very negative things. So we attract what we think.
Mm.
And if it's a lot of negative things and poverty and bad relations and people we're not getting along with, let's look at how we thinking. Take responsibility because it's only a reflection of what's going on in the mind. It reminds me of our teachings on Yakub. This young man at the age of 6 was playing with two pieces of steel and he discovered magnetism.
Mm.
And from that law of opposite attract, he looked into the life germ and found the negative side of the original life and brought a people into existence from that. And now here we are, can't escape that magnetism of us leaning on white people. But that just goes to show the power of magnetism in the mind. It's a very, man, it's a very deep study. And what I would take from this is I have to make sure that I'm controlling my thinking. I'm controlling what goes in my mind. And when he spoke about reading about the influenza and how if you read that, depending on the state of your mind, you could attract it in your life. So that says to me, depending on how our mind is developed, we don't necessarily need to be reading and looking and delving into everything. Because if the mind is not strong enough to properly compartmentalize that information, we'll be drawing things into our lives that we don't have control over, that we're not ready for. So we should be very careful about the things we let in our mind so that we can control our thinking, control our environment, and make it easier for ourselves to grow and go in a direction that we want. And the last point with the car, I mean, I got bad driving record because I just drive crazy. I'm cleaning it up though. But to look at the mind in that sense or life where you driving a car and you gotta constantly make adjustments to keep that car in the center of the road, it makes me think about once you learn how to drive, you don't be thinking about left, right, left, right. When you really focus on it, you constantly see that your hand is doing this, but it's like muscle memory. You ain't thinking to do that. It's just automatic. And that makes me believe that we can get to such point in our life where our life can be on autopilot. Once we learn how to drive from the will of God, once we learn how to drive from following those things that we need to do, we can get to a certain point where our lives become autopilot. So I remember what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, my life flows freely. I don't have a lot of stress in my life. This means that this beloved man, this beloved brother of ours, has been taught by Allah and the exalted Christ how to live life like we drive a car. He's smooth on that road. We can get there. It's going to take time because we got a long destination. But I mean, just as excited as we are about driving a car, everybody want to drive. We should get excited about driving through life and learn how to navigate this body with our mind and stay in the middle of the road. Thank you, family.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for sharing that. Man, there's something I want you all to look into called habit stacking. And it says habit stacking is building new routines. It says building new routines can be tough. But habit stacking works by associating new behaviors with the things you're already doing every day, with continual repetition. These habits eventually become part of a routine that you do automatically without even thinking about. Now, let's think about this. Man, Sister Courtney said something so powerful the other day. She said, we see this guy right near our school, brother. Man, this brother, I ain't gonna tell that part. But there's this brother that we see him every time. He gonna do his little smoke break. He come over there, do it, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, yeah, I know what y'all do. Come over there and he smokes it's like on the clock. She said, man, all we have to do, that person already is disciplined. I never thought about it like that. She said, he's disciplined. He's doing the same thing, the same way every day. We just need to change what he's disciplined on. Ooh, wee. That was some of us, we are consistent at checking Instagram every day. We are consistent looking up gossip, celebrity news every day. So you disciplined, you consistent, just with the wrong things. If we was able to take that same energy, that same discipline for something positive, oh man, that person is going to be off the chain. That person's going to be off the chain. So finding a way to build habits for what you want to do, even if it starts small. I think I said this on one of the power calls. I forgot where I got it from. Bro, just go to the gym, even if you don't work out. Just go to the gym. You can say, I went to the gym. And eventually you're going to get tired of wasting gas. And you're going to say, man, let me go ahead and work out. So it's just habit stack. I got to make a habit to just start doing something. If you can't do 3 miles a day, 5 miles like everybody want to do, don't be like, man, I can't do no 5 miles. So you do nothing. Man, get up and walk 10 minutes around your neighborhood. Make it a habit. Every day you're gonna take a walk. After a while, you're gonna get so used to that, you're gonna, man, let me go for 20. Man, let me do 30. Man, I ain't got nothing to do. Let me go and do 40. And it becomes easier. It's building the habit starting small. If you want to be a better investor, man, don't be, I can wait till I get to $1 million. You can. But man, start with $2. Get your little stock or something. Get a little $2 and watch that $2 turn into $2.50. You're going to say, ooh, man, pretty neat. I didn't even have to work for that. That's from an investment. So start small, man. Many of us make excuses because we can't get to the ultimate end game we want to be at, but just start with what you got. Start with what you know. Another thing she said I want to share, I don't know if this is related, but it's on my mind, so I just wanted to share it. I guess this relates to habits. She said, I don't want to be a prostitute to things in my life, like my business. If I'm doing this just for money, I'm a prostitute. in spirit, maybe not in body. See, many of us, we judge people. We judge people because you having sex for money, and you look at them and start looking, you on OnlyFans. I can't believe. Well, what about you? Who you a prostitute. You only here for money. You only doing this. You only going to a place that you hate. You only going to a place that you say disrespect for you. You only going to a place that they don't treat you right just for money. So can you develop a habit to where the same way I can get up every day and go work for somebody else, can I develop a habit to do the same thing for me? And here's the good part about this, or a bad part, depending on who around you, because some people may say this is a bad thing. But you get addicted, same way you get addicted to sex, addicted to smoking, addicted to alcohol, addicted to whatever drug. You can become addicted to not sex. You can get addicted to success. You can get addicted to good habits, and it becomes second nature to you. To where, man, you working hard. You may start to think, man, I ain't really working that hard, because it has become a part of your life. It has become a habit so much for you to read and study. It's become a habit for you to look stuff up. It has become a habit for you to, spend overtime until you get it done. Those things become habits. Right now, the habit is I do it tomorrow. Right now, the habit is I do it next week. Right now, the habit is it's okay. You've done enough. That's the habit that you've developed in your mind. Some people's habit is I'm not going to stop until I'm finished today. So I believe just like lifting weights, running a mile, it gets easier over time. I believe that. Because I know what it feels like working out 2 a days when I was in D1. Oh, man, boy, you work out in the morning, and you got to work out in the evening, and then you got to lift them heavy weights, and then the coaches is there. They ain't going to turn away. But after a while, the muscles rip. But then after a while, that 115, oh, man, put some more weight on there. Then after a while, that one, man, put 2 more 25s on there. Okay, I'm ready for them 45. Over time, your body develops the strength to withhold whatever you putting on it. So I'm just sharing that with y'all so that don't let more days go by where you have the negative habits. You have habits. Some people say, oh, yeah, you got bad habits. Let's transform those bad habits into good habits. And it's not easy. That part isn't easy. The part of transferring bad habits into good habits. Oh, you sure don't want to do it. Damn, I don't want to do my push-ups today. Ooh, I don't want to. But once you do it and you do it over time, whatever that activity is you're doing becomes second nature to you. Go in the study group, man, listen. Oh, man, you. Some people have a habit. Man, do I feel like going tonight? Ain't no, do I? It's a habit, man. What you mean, am I going? Of course, Negro. So I'm telling, all of these are thought processes. Do I feel like it? What's the weather like outside? See, some people don't do stuff with the weather. Hey, boy, it's cold outside. Y'all know I'm not lying. We'll make up an excuse for not doing something. We'll give ourselves another tab. Man, I gotta call what's the name back. Man, I forgot to call him. You just give yourself another task. No, boy. Do that hard thing you want to do. Don't be trying to put some more stuff on your plate. Man, let me go. Man, I got it. Damn, I sure didn't clip my toenail there. Let me finish it. No, boy, go on in there. Yeah. Come on, go finish. Man, yeah. So I want us to, I'm saying these different things and I'm being long-winded because these are thought processes that I've had in the past. These are thought processes of other people. And these are things that if you're not aware that you do it, you ain't gonna correct it. Damn, I do be. Every time something come up, I make an excuse. Every time I give myself an outing. Every time something, do it tomorrow. You know? So capture it, get a hold. That's our Judas that he was talking. That's your Judas. That's betraying the future you. See, when we think Judas, you think about that brother in the mosque who you think is a hypocrite. No, the Judas right there in you. That's betraying you. That's who you need to check. He said, at least Judas did it for some silver. You doing it, you ain't getting nothing out the deal. Just the snitch. You ain't getting nothing out the deal. Like the dude who with the Dolph situation. You see how everybody was at him? Man, you did that for $800? What you betraying yourself for? Ain't getting nothing out of it. You ain't improving by not doing what you need to do. We not improving. We ain't getting no 100,000 by not doing what we supposed to do. So I like how he takes everything and he brings it back to the mind and make you look at self. Cause it's so easy for you to condemn him. Oh, nigga, I can't believe you would do something like that for $800. Well, damn, what are you doing to you? I'm gonna end with this. The minister said, raise your hand if you would kill the messenger of God. Oh, if you would kill the messenger of God. And everybody said, oh, no, sir. Who would do something like that? He said, every time you don't listen to that voice of God within, that subconscious, that God that even Rev Ike was talking about, he said, do you know you are silencing, you are murdering the messenger of God? Oh, the minister hit us with one of them combos that Mike Tyson was supposed to throw on us, man. The minister said, every time you do that, you are murdering the messenger of God. Godly, every day you doing it. But you'll look at somebody that go out to the minister. Oh, I can't believe that nigga, a hypocrite. Oh, look at how you do. You know how we do. Oh, nigga's a hypocrite, goddamn enemy. Oh, what about when you betraying the messenger of God coming from within you? What do you say about yourself? So it's easy to see it from the outside. But oh man, what Rev Ike is telling us today, we got to work on the mind from the inside. All right, I'm through. I'm done teaching for today. Let's go to Sister Jamie. Oh, Sister Jamie finna light us up.
Oh, praises due to Allah. Assalamu alaikum, family. Thank you, Brother Ben, for this because, every day a reminder is a mercy and a blessing. So I thank Allah for this call because it helps me every day. And just a little bit of an update. The sister that was attacking me at my position is gone. So Thank you, believers, for your prayer, for your prayers. She's gone, and the whole different atmosphere in the office is just beautiful. Okay, even being utilized and called on more now that the sister is gone. So just an update there. But and also, man, this was so beautiful because it makes me go back in the Quran. And when the Holy Quran, Surah 2 says, in this book, there is no doubt. So when we look at the Holy Quran and then push it to that same book where it says, Kun fayakun, be and it is. See, the number one thing is that we can't doubt what God has given us, right? That's number one. The Master Prophet Muhammad came and gave us everything we need. We could take on other people's knowledge and everything, but we already know that this is his wisdom that we building on, right? From other people, because they looked into the Honorable Elijah Muhammad books. They stole his books. And then with their books, because a lot of this stuff didn't even come out until the 1930s. Dale Carnegie and Florence Shinn and, Will into Existence. A lot of this stuff they didn't have. They understood the wisdom, but they didn't understand it on the level that Master Prophet Muhammad gave it to us. So what we got is not a mistake, believers. We have to be able to lean on what we was given. All praise due to Allah. And I want to say this. Create new habits. Like Brother Ben said, create new habits. Write it down. Write down the things that you don't like that you do every day. Write down the things you want to see change every day and look into it. See, one thing about white people, like the messenger said, look at white people, so study them, but they are successful. They do analytical accesses. They do forecasting is another word that they use. They look at projections for years to come. And they say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Not what we think we want to do, but this is what we're going to do 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line. We have to get in that mindset for our personal lives. I want to do 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 15 down the line. This is what I'm going to do. Then we set up in the plan. We set up that plan and then we work that plan. How many of us take our bank accounts for the last 5 years, pull every transaction that we have done and do a budget analysis of our bank accounts? How many of us really truly do this? Guarantee you, out of the people that's in there, I could probably count maybe one or two. Why? Because we are so afraid to see where we actually spend our money at.
Wow.
We're afraid. We're afraid. But just imagine if you take time, and just as you take time to go watch that TV, go cook that meal that ain't no good for you, or go out to eat, what if you took time, took the last 5 years of your transaction from your bank account, every bank account you got, and actually sat down and did a budget analysis? It will shock you at the amount of money that we waste on frivolous things. Okay? We have to sit and analyze and budget. You can have something in your mind, but if you're not working toward the goal to get there, oh, I want to get $100,000 or $200,000 house here, but you're spending $85,000 on bull crap. You're spending a whole nother $30,000 on stuff you don't need. How are you going to get the $200,000 house if you're not making a budgetary plan to get there? So it's okay to look at your weaknesses. It's okay. And if where you weak, become strong. Go get the assistance that you need. Come to a brother Ben. Come to a sister Jamie. Come to whatever. If you know you weak, then get around somebody that's strong. Don't try to do where you weak. I'm not finna sit up here and tell you that, okay, I'm a big sister and I can lose this way by myself. The devil. I can't do it by myself. Because if I would have did it by myself, it would have been gone. But I got a coach. I got a coach. And even though he be making me mad, guess what? I'm down almost 15 pounds. You understand? All praise is due to Allah. See, sometimes what you don't want to do is what's best for you. All praise is due to Allah. So go ahead and accept the pain, run toward it, get it done. It's okay to look at your weaknesses. Look at the flaws, because now you know where to polish at, baby. Now you know where to polish at. All praise is due to Allah. And that's all I wanted to say, Brother Ben. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Woo-wee. You said something, man, that stood out to me during Brother Ishmael's message this past Sunday. And what it says is, of course, the Quran says fighting has been made obligatory upon you believers, though you dislike it. Then it says, perhaps you dislike something which is good for you, and like something which is bad for you. Allah knows and you do not. Ooh-wee. That reminded me of that, so I wanted to share that. And you brought up a great point. Getting outside help. See, when it comes to habit stacking, right? Or whatever, getting a new habit. Bro, if you ain't strong, don't play yourself. Self-awareness is one of the most empowering things. To say, I don't know. To say, man, I ain't strong enough for this, is one of the smartest things you can say. You pretending like you got it. You pretending like you know. Bro, that's only going to expose you and not get you the result that you need. Damn it, if I need a coach, man, let me get a coach. The coach going to hold me accountable. Then I'm spending my money. I don't want to be wasting my money. If you got to pay somebody just to work out, if you got to pay somebody just to get organized in your business, if you got to pay somebody to do whatever, bro, do it. If that's what holds you accountable, do it. You may need, hey man, listen, I need you to call me and bro, stay on me, man. You ain't weak because you strong when you vulnerable and you able to say, man, I ain't good in this area. Man, if you don't check on me, I may go back to that go back to that Ciroc. Oh man, it's calling me. So when you on a, that's why when they addicted, they may go to a facility. You may be at that level in your life. You damn near need a facility to meet your goal. Or you need a community that you're going to share with, hey guys, I need help staying accountable to this. If you let the power call know, I'm pretty sure somebody in there will let you know, check on you. Hey sister, how you doing? So you did you do it today? Hey brother, how you on track? So don't try to hold everything in thinking you got it. Some of us need outside help to get it done. Because like Sister Jamie said, obviously it ain't been working by yourself. Obviously you trying to do it yourself ain't it. Get somebody else, man. Get somebody else to help you out. Get you a coach. That's why they're a coach. You think we can't chat GPT some of this stuff about business, about marketing? Man, I'm telling you, a lot of my clients, right? Man, they just need somebody there to, hey, man, don't forget to do. Hey, I give them the blueprint, create this many pieces of content. This is what you say. Man, you leave them alone, it take them a month, 2 months. They still ain't did it. So to have someone who can just remind you, come on, I need you to do this. Come on. It only take you 5 minutes. Come on. Some people just need that. Hell, I need it in some areas. Hell, for a lot of areas. You know? So that's a great point, man. Don't kid yourself. And think, oh, I got it. You know, I figured out. No, that's you've been procrastinating for the past 365 days, years. And you still ain't got it done. We still ain't complete. So find somebody who's already maybe even struggled with that, who understands what you may be thinking, who understands what you may be feeling. Oh, that's all right, brother. That's normal. Oh, that's normal, boy. See, if I ever get back to working out, I'm talking about it, you know, when I want to get swole, I use deceptive intelligence. I need somebody to help me out. When I get to working out and they get a little sore, man, I say, man, I want to believe I'm going swole, nigga. I ain't got to get swole. I'm alive, huh? I be like, yeah, he was slim. I'm going to stay slim. Boy, I be using that deceptive intelligence, boy. But if I ever decide to get swole on them, I'm going to go find one of them big old brothers who used to be skinny like me and say, brother, that's normal to get up in the morning and you sore. See, you need somebody to affirm. Oh, brother, that's normal, brother. That back pain, what it feel like? You can barely move your arm. Oh, that's all right. I'll see you tomorrow. What? Oh, yeah. We're going to work that out. So, man, find you a coach, a mentor, the same way you invest in Starbucks. Oh, the same way some of y'all still invest in Mickey D's. Oh, you still invest in those fast food restaurants we get because it's convenient. Save some of that bread and invest in a coach to help you with something in your life so that you can overcome it and be better. Yeah. Don't start with them frogs now. All right, who we got next? Who up next? I know y'all got Brother Daniel up again. Let's go back to Brother Daniel. Now, come on, y'all. Brother Rev Ike done lit us up with this mindset stuff. And I know somebody in here needed this. Somebody in here got something from what he said and something that's standing out for you, but you ain't pressing number one. I need you to go ahead and press the number one and share it. Okay? Come on, Brother Daniel.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. I mean, so much beauty was shared on those points, but I just didn't want to get out of here within self recognizing what he said about the Judas. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. But that's a very important point to develop in the mind, because the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said that in the creation is positive and negative. The atom is positive and negative. Everything has that magnetism, which creates motion. So if I'm going to ignore the negative, I'm not going to be moving. We have to take honest stock of where we are and what our life has manifested from our thinking and deal with it. Our brother deal with the Judas factor, and immediately my mind went to study guide number 17. Hypocrisy and conspiracy. which deals exquisitely with the Judas factor. And the minister said that Judas ain't just talking about what we reading that we think happened 2,000 years ago. He's talking about that factor within us that causes us to compromise and set ourselves short. So when the brother made the points about we set ourselves short for various things, it's like I'm in a job making $15 an hour, but I got this mindset that saying I could do more, but I'm afraid to make that move because I like the security of $15 an hour. That's a Judas factor right there. I'm learning from it, from hearing this and studying the teachings. Anytime we live underneath our known potential and never try to attempt that uphill road, we falling victim to that Judas factor. And it's that very factor that if we betray ourselves, then just perhaps we might push that on somebody else. So I think that's a very, very powerful point. And also, I have to be honest, there's nothing I've done in my life that I can't look and see where Allah has sent me somebody to help. Even in Islam, I had somebody help me get through a tough time when I was going through a divorce. Without their help, I'd have sunk into the abyss. We all need help. And there's a saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. We're not even in this power call by happenstance. We're ready for this type of wisdom circulating in our brain, which means that we have the potential to make everything we hear some form of reality in our life. So that's all I wanted to share, fam.
Praise be to Allah. Somebody on YouTube said, Wavy Navy said the NOI is dead. Ain't nothing more dead than somebody who give all their precious time to something dead. You wouldn't catch me spending my time that I'd never get back, just on something I don't like and that I think is dead and I see no value in. Man, please, man, not early in the morning. I get up early in the morning to watch something dead. Man, I better take my butt back to sleep. Give me a little bit more rest. I must have lost my mind in my sleep. Wake up to turn on something dead? Shoot, boy. It's too much in this world to be doing to spend my time on something dead. Brother, your spirit is attached. That's why your spirit attached to the truth. That's why you watching. Your spirit got you watching, but your mouth want to deny it. But your soul is saying, don't turn it off. Oh, it's live. I got to tune in. So just listen more to your spirit. Just submit to that spirit that got you tuned in and got you tapping them thumbs. Another sister said something. The sister said, Assalamu alaikum. I want to go to the mosque, but I'm scared to let Allah down because of all the tricks Satan has in this world to take us off our path. I don't want to be a pretender. Let me tell you something, what Brother Jabril said. He said, it's like you trying to get clean before you go take a shower. Listen, sister, please don't think because we got a damn bow tie on with that headpiece on that we perfect in here. Can I please warn you before you make your decision and you come in here thinking everybody, because they say, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam, they chicken. Boy, we be throwed off like a mug too. I'm going to keep it real. Oh, this is a hospital. This ain't no holy place where everybody walk around and, all of our sins are gone and we don't do nothing no more. No, we are all in a hospital being worked on. We are sick people being worked on. So, see, the devil, what he's doing is he's telling us, don't go because if you fall short, man, hell, I'm already letting him down when I'm not coming to him. Come on to him. He can't wait to take you and say, look at what I've done with my daughter here. Oh, look at what I've done with my son. Because he wants to put a word in you. That's what the master's for, to give us a word that's going to resurrect us so that you can go back out and get somebody else. You don't want to let him down. Oh, man, why do you think every morning we turn and we say, I'm striving to be upright. You don't think do you think that's in a prayer for nothing? I'm striving to be upright. That means you ain't upright yet. We striving to be upright to him who originated the heavens and the earth. And that's every day. When we trying to remove the Satan and the devil, when we saying this in our prayer, the white man don't be in my house. I'm talking about the one in me. Shoot. Before I talk about any devil, I need to look at the one in me. So no, sister, don't feel like, I don't want to come let Allah down. Y'all, we already letting them down when we not coming to him. And let me make this clear. It ain't just the building. The minister said all the ground, all 57,255,000 square miles is the ground of the mosque. Don't think some building made of bricks now is the real mosque. Everywhere you at is the mosque. Now, that's also not an excuse for you not to come get the word. So don't get it twisted. Don't say, well, Brother Ben said, no. Because you don't, like them brothers that have used deceptive intent. Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the best of his followers is in the streets, brother. I guess I'm finna go back to the street. Yeah, y'all, boy, you know damn well that ain't what it meant. Well, brother, I'm leaving the mob, but he said the best is in the street. That ain't what he didn't tell you to leave, boy. But now when you come and you dealing with a sister and you dealing with a brother who say something that you weren't expecting, and you dealing with difficulty and you don't like this sister and you don't like this brother, but then this is where you in the game to rise above emotions into the thinking of God. When you write that letter, man, I didn't write that letter to my captain. I didn't like that. I didn't write that letter to my minister. Wrote that letter to Master Father Muhammad. So ain't none of y'all finna make me leave. Now I may leave your mosque. I may switch cities or something. You know what I mean? But I ain't finna. Oh shoot. When I accept this, I'm accepting trial. I'm accepting difficulty. It's gonna bring me face to face with difficulty. Being in this here. Oh, I got to be there on Friday. Oh, this is Sunday. Then I got to do this and I got to do that. I'm not used to being obligated to nothing. If I want to watch it, I'll watch it. If I don't, I don't. No, not in this here. Oh, so that it brings a level of discipline, responsibility. You get that accountability we talked about. Hey, sister, are you going to get a text? Where was you at? You didn't report out. I'm grown, nigga. Not in this here. Well, you are grown, but it's still it's a check-in. Oh man, it grows you in so many ways. So man, listen, don't think we perfect up in here now. Don't think, I gotta be 100. No, the teaching, the word that you coming to receive is what makes you a reflection of God. You stay out there in the world, you're gonna be a reflection of the world. See, the world got you thinking, I don't need no new friend. I'm 1D. That ain't what the teaching say. Hey, Master Father Muhammad said friendship of all walks of life. Where the hell we get this? I don't need no friend. I don't want too many people around me. Who thought process you got that from? I'm going to just be modest, you know what I mean? I'm just give me a little, it said luxury. Where you get that thought process from? See? Blessed is the poor, poor righteous. That ain't poor righteous teacher don't mean that money. He said money, good homes. Where you get that little, come on now. So the world is going to give you podcasts that tell you it sound good on the podcast, but you stay too far deep in the world, you get to thinking like them. Attitude. You can't wait to, your response is different. See, in the teachings, your response is a little delayed. You got a little bit more patience when you think about how the minister will respond. But in the world, hey, nigga, you ready to fight every time somebody say something about you. In the world, you can't wait to expose, but the teacher say, hey, correct your brother in private. See? So it's just, no, man, no, don't try to get clean. You're going to try to take a shower. You're going to take a bath. You done clean yourself up a little bit. Then you say, well, I guess it's time for me to go and get in the shower. No, this is the shower. Let Allah clean you, man, and he can't wait to clean you up. Oh, why did he make devil? Come on now, we're going to deal with that tomorrow. Why did God make devil? Do we know? Why did God make devil? What does our lesson say? See, so look, it's like a vacuum. If I'm setting a vacuum, sister, you think do you think if I'm setting a vacuum, I'm going to a clean house to show you how this vacuum works? Oh, brother, now make sure you clean your house, brother, your carpet, before I come show you how this vacuum works, soldier. They're going to be like, what? No, if I want to show you how good that vacuum is, oh, I'm going to tell you, go ahead, walk in there with your shoes on, boy. Matter of fact, go step in the mud. Oh, step in the mud and walk all through your house. Huh? Throw some Kool-Aid on the floor, the red kind. Make it get deep into the carpet. Oh, wait till I get there with my vacuum. Because I want to show you, it don't matter how dirty it get, this vacuum will clean you up. And that's what the God want to do for us. He want to get y'all who deep in the mud. I'm talking about who's still pimping, who's still hoeing. Oh, yeah, I'm talking about them one who's still eating that pig in a blanket with that syrup. Yeah, with that syrup and that jelly in the morning. And, ooh, that croissant be soft. And, you know, y'all have memories. He want to get y'all who still eating that bacon. Not the turkey bacon. I'm talking about the bacon. Just with grease all dripping down your hands. He want to get you and say, look what I've done with him. Look what I've done with her. Yeah, that's what he want. So now, sister, don't delay your time. He can't wait. He waiting on you to come on. Yeah, he waiting. Duh, don't waste no time thinking that you got to be perfect. Because I'm telling you, I don't want nobody coming in here surprised. Damn. It sound like that sister cuss. She did. Hey, listen. Man, listen, I ain't gonna even fake it. Damn, did that brother say get your mother? He might have said it. That brother still working on himself. That sister still working on himself. And don't think all the bean pie is gonna be good. All the ones who say they got the best bean pie, you may be disappointed, but don't give up on the bean pie. That's that sister. That's that brother trying stuff. They ain't got the right mix together. Crust beat. No, I remember I came in Million Man March. I didn't know nothing about bean pie. I'm just trying stuff out. Man, that bean pie was like sloppy Joe. I'm talking about you literally could dig your hands in the pie. I'm talking about if I do this, I mean, it was just soft as it could be. Bean pie was like sloppy Joe. Man, but I didn't give up on the pie. So you're gonna experience all type of stuff when you come in. But it's the most beautiful thing. It's gonna grow you so much. You're gonna look back 5 years later and say, wow, look at how I used to be. And the difficult parts and the trials is all a part of shaping you. See, we see the minister there, oh, look at the honorable. But the minister, he went through in this? The jealousy, the envy. See? The being put out. Come on now. See, being poor, being talked about, being called a hypocrite, all of that. The same stuff some of y'all be saying about other people, they was doing that to the minister. That's a part of his makeup. It ain't all the good. It's not just when he met the Honorable Elijah Muhammad or when he was in the car with the. No, it's all of the bad, the good, the so-called bad. All of that is what shaped and make the minister who he is. So don't delay your process. Okay. Nah, I'm for real, man. That's like, that brother should have been extracted from the Million Man March the way he gave me that pie, man. I still remember that pie. That was 2015 at the Million Man March. Brother gave me that bad pie, man. All right, brother Hakeem.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you for calling on Brother Ben. Yeah, I still got some trauma from a bean pie. I ain't gonna mention the city, but I ain't never ate from that city ever again. I'm still stuck. Like I ain't buying it, And I appreciate Brother Daniel sending me this link. I didn't even know I needed to be here. This sounds like a safe place, right? So I speak in the I concept a lot of times, right? That works for me. And sometimes I got something to say, and sometimes I just want to say something. I think this one in times I just want to say something. But I was just listening, man, and I can appreciate the honesty, right? And I can appreciate this form. I've been around a few 24 hours, Brother Ben. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm qualified to speak on it, right? Because we got the culture that develops. I'm not saying it's bad or good. It's just a culture that develops the I know culture, right? Yeah, I know. Like we already know. And I found a lot of freedom, man, in being able to say, I don't know.
That's right.
I just found a lot of freedom in that. See, I ain't never really, like I said, I've been around, right? And that freedom in our flag, I'm talking about me. That freedom in our flag, I always looked at it external. For a long time, Brother Ben, I looked at it as an external thing, land, the freedom to be a mechanic or whatever I'm going to be in life, which that's true. But never once did I apply it to my insides. So just recently I started looking at the freedom in a different way, right? Freedom, justice, and equality, as it relates to my insides. So the freedom of expression, the freedom to be vulnerable, right? Because that's one thing I know in this culture, a lot of times, man, please, especially among the FOI, vulnerable. What? Never that, right? And I was sharing with my wife just the other day. I said, it's difficult for us to get vulnerable, right? Because it's a very uncomfortable place to be. I said, but if we say Allah already know, right, then we already vulnerable. So as far as Allah's concerned, Brother Ben, I'm butt naked. Allah ain't fooled by the mask that I wear, or the clothes that I put on, looking sharp, I'll be looking good, I ain't gonna lie, right? But he ain't fooled by any of that. He knows what goes on my insides. And like I've been told, man, it's important for us to have a place to come, right? To be able to share, right? Without free of judgment, right? And it's not for me to come up in here and share all my faults and sins and all of that. That's not what it's for, right? This is not the place for that. But it's also not for me to come up in here and share like I don't have none. So I'll be real careful with that, man. And I was listening to Jamie and Brother Daniel and the other sister, and I was like, wow, man, in all my years in the nation, over 30 years, right? I'll just say this. This is one of the first times that I've seen groups of believers be able to open up and share freely, right? So to the brother that threw the comment out there, I was listening to you, Brother Ben. I said, I understand that he don't understand. I understand. He just don't understand. I don't call it I call it a hospital. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a hospital. And I'm going to close and say this. Hey, listen, in my experience, right, ain't no sense in leaving the mosque and going back out there in the world. The world going to run you right back up in there if you make it back. Ain't no guarantees you're going to make it back. And that doesn't necessarily mean physically, right? Because in my experience of leaving, I never made a conscious decision to leave the mosque. I'm going to leave the mosque. I never did that. But you slowly but surely, if you allow it to eat away, right? Allowing disappointment to eat away, allowing resentments to eat at you, allowing, all this other stuff, man, slowly but surely, and you'll drift like a piece of wood. Then you look up, you can't even see the mosque no more. So that's my experience, right? Just stick and stay. Just stick and stay. Ain't no sense in going out there. But listen, your misery can be refunded. So like if if you want your misery back, go right ahead. I can't make you stay. I just know what I needed to do for me, man. And this is the best place on earth to be. No matter what it feel like sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Believe me, I get it. You was talking right to me, Brother Ben. I said, damn, I procrastinate on some of the smallest things sometimes, man. And yeah, I had them conversations in my head. Do I feel like doing this? No, sometimes it's my lieutenant. Sometimes it's me. Like I just need to know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes it's me, Brother Ben. My lieutenant ain't did nothing but what he's supposed to do. I don't want to answer the phone. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, damn, here go that text message. I know it's his. I don't know. All my text messages got the same damn sound, but I be knowing it's his. And then I don't want to pick the phone up. Man, I'm going to close with this. I'm going to share this with y'all, right? I had to apologize to my lieutenant, right? Because I was sick. I wasn't feeling good one day, right? And they calling, you know what I'm saying? And I knew it was the paper money and all that going on, you know, but I wasn't feeling good no ways. Anyway, he showed up at my hospital, man. And my son told me he was at the door. I said, man, he ain't called. You don't show up at my door without calling. You know, that's bad manners. I'm going to talk to him. Blah, 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 right? I talked to him the next day, Brother Ben. You know, and he said, brother, I did call you. I said, brother, okay, I ain't see no missed calls in my phone. But if you say you did, okay, we talked about it, ended on a good note. Brother Ben, I decided to check my phone one more time. I looked and I saw that brother did call.
Wow.
I screenshotted it and immediately sent a message to him saying, brother, I apologize. You did call before you showed up at my door. I apologize, man. You know, sometimes, man, like sometimes my ego snatched the mic, Brother Ben. You know what I'm saying? Like I be knowing the right thing to say, but my ego will snatch the mic. And next thing I know, I'm saying some stuff, but it made it worse. Yeah, that pride. That's right. Yeah, mine. I still deal with it sometimes. I'm just a little bit better than I used to be. That's all I got.
Man, praise be to Allah. Woo! Wait, did y'all hear that? What stood out to me, brothers and sisters, is because of how y'all shared. The brother said, man, I done been around the block a little bit, man. This is my first time seeing us being able to just be free, vulnerable. That's what I remember. I was rolling with Captain Dennis. Y'all know Captain Dennis. Y'all older brothers, y'all know Captain Dennis. I was riding with him one time. But no, we was doing a barbershop tour. He said, in order to heal, you have to expose and reveal. So yeah, man, the fact that you all are able to share, man, and really just say what's on your heart here on this power call, man, and just be free to know your brothers and sisters not gonna judge you, man. This is it's an honor. All praise is due to Allah for y'all helping us cultivate an environment like this where we can grow, and you know you got brothers and sisters that's not here to condemn you, but to hear you, and when we see something that we maybe don't like, remind ourselves, boy, you did something like that last week. Girl, you did something like that yesterday. Don't get too high and mighty. And we're going to be here to find a word from the minister or the teachings that can help lift us back up. Let's go to Sister Dr. K.
Assalamualaikum. So yeah, I wasn't gonna speak today, man, but I've been sitting here listening and I'm like, oh, I want to speak. Oh, I don't want to speak. So anyway, I am striving, man. This was a good, got a lot of great jewels this morning as usual. Is interesting. Being transparent. So, there's this new TikTok trend, whatever you call it, that's out. And it's called, like, people act like they're running and you're supposed to say something like, I don't know, it's kind of like you say, I don't know if it's kind of like they're supposed to act like they're running and you say something to them. And then it's kind of like supposed to be a joke or something like that. I don't know if y'all know this trend. But anyway, I didn't know anything about it. But so my children came to me one day last week and they're like, Mom, let's do this trend. And I said, okay, cool. What is it? So they start saying little things like, well, I'll just say what they said to me. They said to me, my daughter said to me, Mom been working on building the school for 5 years and ain't built one yet. And then they it's kind of like a joke, right? And then you laugh, like, but when she said it, right, and then you say other thing, when she said it, it kind of did something to me. It made me think after she said it, right? And it's supposed to be a joke, right?
Mm.
But when she said it, I was like, So I kind of went back and I was kind of sitting and this might have been this probably was the next day I was sitting but when she said it, it kind of touched something in my spirit, right? And then I was sitting the next day and I was like, wow, did she just, what? been working on building the school and saying you want to build a school or structure of a school for 5 years now and they did it yet. And I was wow, like, wow. That was like such a, and of course she didn't mean anything by it. It was supposed to be a joke. But in my head, when she said it, I was like, wow. I remember back when digital real estate first started, or when I first got connected to it, which was probably back in like 2019, like maybe, I think it was like Thanksgiving time of 2019. And then I actually joined sometime back then, or the years might be wrong. But the point is, it's been some years. And I was looking through those years, just kind of thinking about these years, the one thing that I said that I was striving to do, I kept finding other things that kept keeping me from doing it. So I would come up with businesses. Yeah, like I came up with like a candle business. I came up with like a bracelet business, I came up with, we started a podcast, all of these things that I was doing. But then I started saying to myself, but is that what you're supposed to be doing? And why are you not doing what you're supposed to be doing? Now, you could open up my Canva and all the things that I've created in Canva that have to do with the education program have just sat. And I've done other things. And I keep saying like, and then I get on the power call and I listen and I hear something positive and I'm like, yeah, like, yeah, that's right. Then I'll take a few steps, but I never fully execute. Like never, ever fully execute. I mean, I'm like, what, like, and then I ask myself, what is it? But I don't think I need to ask myself that because I think I know, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe I know. I mean, it's almost like I always say it's like paralysis. It's like I'm like completely paralyzed. Like I will create, like I'm telling you, Brother Ben, I have created a whole blueprint to this like educational program. Like I have shared it, talked to people. I got coaches. Like I did get a coach and but something keeps stopping me. Like I just won't go. Then something else will come up. It'll be money. It'll be a money situation. Like, man, I ain't got the money to pay for that. And I know I probably need that, but I ain't got the money to pay for it. And then, I mean, now this might sound bad, but honestly, even I'm being transparent today. So I'm just going to be transparent. Even when I even came into the nation, my even coming into the nation or deciding to say, I'm going to go ahead and commit to the nation. My one of my reasons for coming into the nation is because I felt like that was my saving grace. Like I need help. Like this is I need some help. I need some guidance. I need some, you know what I'm saying? In the sense of, well, maybe this will help me. Well, maybe this will help me stay on course, or maybe this will help me get focused, or maybe this will help me deal with those shortcomings that I have, like all of these things. So, but my point in saying all this is to say, it's like, I mean, I'm stuck. Like I really am. I'm stuck. I mean, you can probably even hear it. And I know, Brother Ben, we've had one-on-ones, and it's like, I'm giving you, like, it's right there in front of you. Like, it's right there. Like, do it. And whatever is something that keeps me, man, I just can't. I don't want to say can't, but man, I have a hard time just like executing. And, I actually have been presented some opportunities to do some things. And man, I tell you, man, that paralysis is something serious, man. It really is. And that's what, going back to what we talked today, your mind is a magnet, man. Like that thing is so serious. But the other reality is, when people, I'm telling you, when people say, well, just do this, like do this, man, that it just, that thing is hard to do, man. That movement, that like, it's like when you in a dream and it's like, if you ever had a dream before where you like want to wake up out of the dream and you feel your body, but you can't get up, but you like up, but you can't get up. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it just feels like that. I just say for me per se, it really feels like that. And then I get so many other things like that come in and just like really, man, make me even more stuck, even though I know what, and, I go, and this is going to be the last thing I say. I was listening to Brother Ishmael this on Sunday, and I jotted down a couple things. And one of the things that he said, two things that just kind of stuck out to me was, faith will bring you to the understanding you don't have. And also obedience to God will bring us to the understanding of what we don't understand. So I know clearly I'm not being obedient. Like I'm not being obedient, and my faith is not where it needs to be. My faith, my will, in my desire. Like I sometimes I question my desire. Sometimes, like, do you really desire this thing? Is this really what you desire? And then I gotta. This is the last thing. I got an opportunity to go and speak at a school. And when I started researching the school mimicked exactly what I want to do, which then brought me to when Allah gives you something. If you don't do it, you will find someone else doing it. And that kind of made me say, you ain't got time, because Allah will give that idea to someone else and you'll see it being done. So I know one thing I do need is, man, I definitely need I need a coach that's there calling my phone, like, or not literally, but saying, hey, you need to get it done. And now I do know that's one thing in the nation that I have seen that has been hard for me. And those sisters text me and they'd be like, I need to know this. And part of me be like, well, why you need to know this. And why do I get to tell you what time I got to do this? That's been something that I'm learning. I'm striving to get to that. I ain't quite used to that. I be like, why ain't when I'm there? But that actually might help me in everything else that I do if I am obedient. So I think Allah is working with me, man. I'm gonna continue to strive to be transparent today, man. Hey, I tell you, it's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna keep on keeping on. So anyway, thank you for allowing me to speak.
Yes, ma'am. What is the first thing that you're not doing to bring about this vision that you have?
Well, I guess the first thing I'm not doing is marketing it. That's it. Marketing it, man. That's it. Marketing it. I'm not going to say I don't know how, because I feel like the blueprint is there. I'm just totally not comfortable with it at all. Like marketing, just marketing it. Like I built it. I've kind of done the structuring of the program. I've even gone to, like I said, just like everything from the program to the components of the program, all of that, just marketing it, man. I just marketing, getting on social media, having a social media presence, talking.
When you say,
I think
when you say just marketing, meaning that is this a virtual program?
Well, I don't want it to be a virtual program. I want it to be a actual No, but I mean, I know that's the avenue that I was thinking would be the most beneficial for me to go in, because nobody knows nobody knows the program. I have a program, I have an idea, I have a thought, but nobody knows it. So for me to be like, okay, I want to try to get students, I want to start this. It's an entrepreneurship program. And that's kind of where I wanted to start.
So I guess,
And so,
I guess what I'm asking is, if you market it today and somebody's ready to sign up today, what are they going to get and where?
well, that's what I'm saying. I don't have, like, when I created it like if it were a school, like I'd have to have a brick and mortar. And then, like I have that, like, that's kind of how I created it, like that.
So the first thing is not necessarily marketing, because if you market it today and somebody wants to sign up, they wouldn't be able to. It's solidifying, if you're going to do it in person, having an actual building and a school to market, or starting off virtual with the plan of, I'm going to eventually transition into physical. But if you was to market today, you don't really have a system or something for them to come into.
Right.
I think if you had something that you were confident in that was done, and something that they could come into, it'll probably still be hard, but it'll be easier to market. So
say that again.
So basically, if you knew you had something to give them, if they was ready, I think it may be easier to market. Because right now, it's nothing for them to come into.
No, right. Yeah.
Because technically, you just marketed to over 100 people are tuning into this right now live. So you just marketed. You just told us about it. It's an educational program. It's a virtual school. So you're technically marketing right now. But if 20 of us said, man, that sounds interesting, I want to sign up, we can't. So the first thing is solidifying how people can sign up. Are you going to do this virtually so that you can get it done sooner or later, or wait, stack your money, or if you got the money, go ahead and open it up? So what's that decision?
So I'm going to wait, because I don't have the capital to start it. So, I mean, I don't have anything. Yeah. So that's why I'm going to do it virtual. So the goal is, I wanted to do a pilot program this summer. Mm-hmm. And actually what I did was I took one of the components of the school, which is team building. And I took that, and I'm piloting that program. So I took that program and I connected with a group who is going to let me pilot the program because they already have the children. They already have the facility. So I'm going to pilot the program there and get some feedback from them. Then from there, I'll kind of get some idea on if I need to do some adjustments to the bigger. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So are you going to start off virtual, or are you going to wait till next summer?
So the actual summer, the entrepreneurship program is going to be virtual.
Okay.
But I'm going to utilize the pilot to see if I can use them to do the entrepreneurship program. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the virtual is not even going to start till after next summer.
Well, the virtual, I wanted the virtual to start in the summer of 2025.
Mm-hmm. Why is that? Why 2025?
Because I wanted to just try it out to see what I need, if it even makes sense, if I need to adjust the actual program or not. I just wanted to start I want to do it. I just feel like I need to just at least try to do so.
So if the purpose of it is to see and try it out and see if it makes sense, wouldn't it be better to find out sooner than later?
Yeah.
Is the curriculum done?
Yeah.
So what's stopping you from doing it?
I don't know how to get the people to even want to do it. Like, okay. I don't even know how to.
But that's not the first step. Are you going to teach this live, or is this going to be a curriculum? Do you have the curriculum together, and each time the students come on, you're going to be teaching it live, or is there something that needs to be set up? or a curriculum, or you need to upload the video somewhere?
It would be live.
Okay, so you got the curriculum together, and in each time it's going to be live. So technically, you can start next week if you wanted to, because you already got the curriculum. You just need the people or the students to come on.
Yeah.
What are they going to be learning?
They're going to be doing STEM projects.
Virtual?
They're virtual.
What do they need in order for them to come?
A computer.
Just a computer. And when they get there on the live, you got it from there. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, yes and no. There are some other components that I would have to have. Like I would have to have career partners. Like, so I would have to get people who are going to partner with me.
To do what?
To do the actual entrepreneurship program. So what would happen is the children would be presented with problems, real world problems.
Mm-hmm.
And they would be tasked to go through the whole design process and coming up with ways to solve that problem. And so they'd have to do the back.
And you saying you need others in order to do this?
Yeah, I would need others to volunteer to do that, because technically you'd pay people, but I mean, I would just need others to be.
What do you need the others for that you can't do?
Well, the others would be. It's not that I can't. Well, they would be others from different career pathways, and they would be the ones presenting the children with the problems. So let's just say I had someone who was in the beauty industry and someone who is in the mechanic industry. They would present the children with the problem, and they would go through. The children would go through coming up with their groups, researching the problem, getting background knowledge on the problem, coming up with ideas on how to solve it, coming up with a
and it's for those particular lanes. So like the mechanic, it'd be a mechanic problem if it's beauty.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your lane?
My lane would be the facilitator.
Oh, so you don't have any problem that you can present and they can solve?
No. I can. Yeah, no, I could come up with a problem. Yeah, I could.
So
I could come up with all the problems, but the career partners is another aspect that is a part of the school. So
yeah, but what I'm asking is let's say you was the career person that's coming. What problem can you present and help them solve? Let's say you're not a mechanic, you're not a beauty. So what's your lane that you could present if you had to do it yourself?
Just as an educator. Yeah, I mean, I could present them. I could present them any kind of problem. I mean, I don't necessarily need the career partners. That's just another part. Like I could do the same thing that they do. I could do it myself. So I could come up with the problem for the children.
So what you're saying is you just need the marketing. If the curriculum is done, if we say, man, listen, man, next Thursday or next Wednesday, she gonna have her first class. You saying you got the curriculum ready. You just need the What ages are these children?
13, like middle high school.
13, middle high school.
Like from middle school to high school. So like 12, 13 through 18.
And so how long the training lasts? Hour, 30 minutes? How long does it last?
The training?
Yep. I mean, the class, like the first class.
Well, for the first class, it wouldn't be that long because I would have to build the foundation. So I would just kind of build the foundation on what is a design process. What is that? But for a lot of, that's for people who don't, the students who don't know, then I would kind of build on. So I'd kind of give them build on the foundational skills. And then we'll go through and then the next would be, understanding how to build a team, understanding that each team has a different job. Each person has a different job, and understanding like I would have to so the class in the beginning would just probably be more of building the foundational knowledge before actually going into like what their task would be.
And do you already have that first class mapped out?
No, no.
So that's step number one. You don't just need marketing. Step number one is, before I market it to anybody, I need to figure out what my first class is going to look like and determine what it is the students that's going to be there, what are they going to get out of this class? You can have that together before you do any marketing. So that when somebody say, hey, when you are marketing, what do I get? You will know exactly what they're going to be taught, exactly what the desired outcome is, exactly what the parent can expect that their children is going to learn if they come to this Zoom call. So that's the first thing, determining. Versus using words like probably. I need you to be sure this is exactly what I'm going to do. Because that lets me know your first step is not marketing. You still got to determine how the program's going to go. You don't need now student, now career partner to determine that. So can you have that by tomorrow?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome. I'm gonna call on you tomorrow and ask you, what do they get out of the if we was to invite children to this first Zoom, what are they going to be learning, and what is the desired outcome that they're going to get after attending this first Zoom call?
Yep, I can give you that.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Anybody up next? All right, Sister Randisha. Sister Randisha, you still here?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. So I just wanted to share, as Brother Ike was speaking about overcoming mental barriers. I think this process and this journey that I have been on is maybe a reflection of my mental, right? And it's something that has to be broken. But just yesterday, I was reaching out to those who are part of the Building Wealthy's family, and I reached out to one sister in particular, and she said to me when I told her to get online or whatever, and she was like, "Yes, ma'am, I will." She was like, "But how are you?" We always get Sister Randisha where she's bubbly and she's this, but I want, because Sister Yasina had once said to me that I'm like this bulletproof glass, right? You could see me, but you can't touch me. She said, and when you tell your story one day, it's going to be great. And I've been working on that, right? Day and night. But yesterday, I went through something, and when I'm going through things, I feel all alone. I understand, everybody say, yes, I'm your sister, and yes, I'm this, and this is, like Reverend Ike said, this was the Judas within Sister Randisha. Because I don't really like to call anyone or tell anyone my problems, because I'm always thinking that I can solve them. As the only child, I have trust issues. As a mother, I feel that if I can't do it, and I'm always on my prayer rug, right? And I said to Allah yesterday, I said, "Oh Allah, and as I was listening to the minister and some of the other power calls, the minister said, just because we're believers does not mean that we won't be tried. I remember, Brother Ben, last week you said, sometimes that we have to run to the trial. I have yet to get there yet. This trial seems so unbearable. So some days I feel like I'm coming. Some days I feel like I'm going. I remember telling you guys that I felt a little off, right? And it's many a times that you guys don't know what's going on because I would never tell you guys. But to make a long story short, the sister said to me, when I was telling her, I said one day at a time, and she actually picked up the phone and called me. And she said, I'm just a little confused as to what you're saying. So I need clarity, right? And I said to her one day at a time, and she says to me, well, what does that mean? And I said, you go through things. And she said, okay, that's great. But what are you going through where you need help? This is where we are. And this is how she said it to me. She says, we're building a nation. And in building a nation, this is why we have certain things in place where you have sisters and you have brothers, right? But you have to learn that you're not in this alone. Don't think that you're the only one going through this by yourself. Because that's how I feel. I feel when I'm going through things, as I'm the only one going through it. And that's not how it is. But to make a long story short, because I do want this to get off the call, and maybe this is for another mother. Maybe this is for somebody else who was going through something, who was just like me, right? It took me years to share this story because it's so painful to me. Like, I literally haven't slept. I've been crying. I've been going through this. I've been going through that. And I'm just saying to myself, Sister Randisha, what can you do? And this has been for weeks. This has been for months. This has been since I had the BWF launch in Dallas. So I'm harboring all of this since then. But to make a long story short, the sister said to me, after I told her, she said to me, no, ma'am, like, this is unacceptable. She says, if you don't get help, I'm going to get help for you. I needed that sister in that moment. Allah sent her for a reason because, right, people will brush it to the side and say, okay, yeah, but you got to get through it on your own. Or, people will talk nice and be like, da 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 da. And I told her in a text message, I said, I'm never going to tell you anything else. And she said, yes, ma'am, that's fine. But I just want you to know that you're not in this. But if you don't get help, I'm going to reach out to somebody and we're going to get the help that you need. We need sisters like that cover down for each other. We need brothers that cover down for each other. Everyone's not out to get us. And I don't know why I have that, sometime like where, and it's not even, but I feel like my story is just, one of those, those stories that everybody go through sometime. And you know what I mean? Like, people will get over it because that's how I have mastered it. And, my sixth grade teacher, right? Cause she watches my children. And she said to me, Randisha, I would have never known you went through all you went through in life. She says, because you cover it so well. When she said that to me, because I'm over here right now, she said, Brother Ben, I gotta go because I'm about to cry. So, and I don't ever, want to do that on power call. So,
no, let it out. Come on, shoot. We all done cried.
But I said to her, and I'm here now with her, right? Mm-hmm. And I said to her, the only thing that I could just think about is just keep on going. No matter what I go through. And she said to me, she said, you helping everybody, but Randisha, you got to take time to help yourself. And as I listen to Reverend Ike, and as I listen to you state what Brother Dennis said, right, is we don't go to the emergency room only when we have an emergency. Sometimes we got to go there to visit people. Sometimes we have to go there for other reasons. But sometimes I don't understand, right? And the sister gave me the great analogy of Master Farad Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan just being great master painters, right? Is that we don't understand the painting at first. We don't understand the green and the yellow, but soon it's going to come out where it is. We removing those mountains, where it is those rivers where they will flow, where it is honey, where it is milk, where it is these luxuries, and where it is these things. But as I listen today, I just wanted to just say that as we do overcome some things, right? It doesn't mean that it will stop right there. It says new level, new devil. But as I'm hurting, I just wanted to say that, that we have to love our children a little bit more, right? Because my daughter wrote me a letter. And the minister said, one of the lectures, that we have to let our children say what they have to say and we don't have nothing to say, right? And yesterday was my first time ever doing this, right? Because I'm mom, I'm right. You're young, you're wrong. I'm big, I'm strong, I'm this, I'm that. Well, all the time my daughter was crying for me. Just to understand her a little bit more. My daughter was crying for me and I wasn't there, but I was there for everybody else. I could be there for the power call. I could be there for BWF. I could be there for the inmates. I could be there for everybody, but I can't be there for my own child when she needs me. And that's all she's asked. And this morning when I talked to her, right, I said, and Maya, I just want to ask you something. What can I do to be a better parent? And she says, Mom, she says, you've been a great parent thus far, but I just need some of your time. She says, you're always so busy. My doctor told me this the other day. I was in the hospital, right? And even being in the hospital, I just think I'm going to get over this, right? And I'm just always this is just my mentality, this is only for a second, Sister Randisha. You're going to get through this, This is my mindset because this is my coping mechanism, right? Is that I'm going to be all right. And my doctor said to me, he said, I brought you in today because I got to save you from you. He says, every time I come in here, he says, you're working, you're on the phone, you're on the computer, you're going to school, you're doing this. He says, and you're one of the greatest mothers. I told you guys this already. He says, and I admire your strength. But he said, if you're not good for you, who else can you be good for? But I just said all of that today to say is that everybody needs somebody. Tomorrow is not promised. If you have any ill feelings towards your brother, your sister, your children, try to make it right. We all need each other. I reached out to Brother Ben. And it took everything in me to keep erasing those messages and say, I need help, Brother Ben. I can't do this on my own. I need somebody else who knows somebody. So where they could come and help me who's been through this. Because it's a pain I never felt. And so I just wanted to say to the family, sometimes we have to cover down for one another. And like the minister said, it's going to be a time to speak and it's going to be a time to be silent. And I just wanted to say I love you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Thank you for sharing and being transparent. I know somebody needed it. Sure, we all needed it. And it makes me think about the minister in our study guide, which is the struggle for balance. Let me read something from the struggle for balance. He said, the facts. Approximately 75% of the earth surface is covered with water. It travels around the sun at 1,037 and a third miles per hour. The sun draws the water up into the earth rotation, which is called gravitation, and a fine mist that the naked eye can hardly detect. As this mist ascends higher, it increases with other mists of water in different currents of the atmosphere until it becomes heavier, or the gravitational pull causes it to distill back to the earth in a form of drops of water. The mist was in the current of Well, no. And then it says, the reason it rains down on our planet is because water cannot get out of the Earth's sphere with its high speed of revolution around the sun. The Earth is not perfectly round, we're taught. It has a wobble. Allah God compensates for this imbalance by the imposition of law regulating motion. Pursuant to that law, the earth possesses a natural inclination to the plane of its own orbit. This enables us to live on the earth's surface without being disturbed by its imbalance. Thus, we see in creation that in order to achieve balance, it is not necessary that the weight of a thing be equal on each side. Allah God shows us that balance can be achieved or brought about by placing the fulcrum support at the point which will bring it about. That is, the center of gravity can be placed in such a way as it make a balance where imbalance previously existed. If I was to display something, if I was to move this laptop, and I have here a marker and a phone. Now, obviously, this phone is a lot heavier than this marker. But if I hold these two up right here and drop it at the same time, both of them fell on this desk at the same exact time, although they are technically unequal in weight. But it's because there's a law of gravity in place that pretty much makes these fall equally at the same time on the desk. So many of us are struggling for balance. Many of us will continue to struggle for balance. But the more we submit, man, to Allah, to our duty, and to whatever the God within is telling you that you should be doing as well, that within itself brings us about balance where we was once imbalanced. When he says that the earth has a wobble and it's submitting to a law, and the reason we don't feel the wobble that the earth naturally has is because it's submitting to a law. The reason we are imbalanced is because we have the ability to say, nope, I'm not going to submit today. And our wobble is exposed. But when we submit fully or more, although the wobble is there, you don't feel the pressure. You don't feel the effect of being imbalanced. I want to also share something from the minister as pertains to children. Our goal, of course, is to, this is me speaking, our goal, of course, is to be there for everybody. And man, that's difficult. You got to be there for your wife. You got to be there for your husband. You got to be there for your children. You signed up for this, so you got to be there for the people. You got to answer the text messages from the lieutenant, from the captain. You got to be at Savior's Day. You got Savior's Day gift. You got this gift. You got that over there. You got to take it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And when you come from certain backgrounds that we come from, and you come into all of this duty that you wasn't expecting, you didn't prepare yourself for some of these things. So really, you learning along the process. And a lot of us, if we're going to be real, we didn't have an example of how to be whatever we became. We just know how to have sex and learn how to have sex. We wasn't taught how to handle the responsibility that come with that. How much time do you spend with them? How do you balance making sure they're taken care of, and then also balance the time, because they may not understand that you paying bills is also taken care of? How do you balance that? How do you balance also making sure that your husband is okay or your wife is okay when you're not really okay? How do you balance that? How do you balance making sure everybody's okay? Because if you don't make sure everybody's okay, you have the mindset that I'm not okay because everybody else isn't okay because I feel like I'm failing in my duty. Damn. So it don't matter where you at. You feel like, damn, I'm dropping the ball somewhere. Because if I take care of me, I feel like I'm not taking care of them, which means I'm not taking care of my purpose. But if I take care of them, I may be losing my own sleep. I may be losing my own sanity. I may be losing myself in the process, which then will make me think, damn, if I lose myself, I won't be there enough for them. So, man, no matter where I go, I'm going to feel imbalanced. So really, the only way to truly have balance is to depend and seek refuge in Allah. The minister was told, man, if you Allah would take care of your family. Now, he sacrificed, so we don't have to sacrifice as much. I know what he said, but I also heard the minister say, some of these men in here, they're going to have to make a sacrifice. That means it's going to be others that has to sacrifice. And I heard the minister say, he said, you won't really, I'm paraphrasing because I'm not saying it verbatim. He said, you won't understand until I'm gone. Some men in here didn't have a father. I became their father. If Allah isn't necessarily worried about persons per se, and he wants to bring about the fruition of his will, there may be some things sacrificed along the way to bring about his will, to benefit others, to benefit humanity. It's not an excuse or to say neglect things that's their duty. But, not a but. Allah is the best of planners, man. And sometimes we put on ourselves that Allah is not putting on us. In the Quran somewhere, maybe Sister Mecca can help me out. Even with your wife and your husband, you can't get in heaven off of the work that your husband did. You can't get into heaven off of the work that your wife did. Everybody got their personal relationship with the God. And you're going to be held accountable for your deeds, not their deeds. So some of us put on us, man, more than what Allah puts on us. And so we start to feel a weight that may be super heavy, but Allah saying, I didn't put that on you. Now, if Allah put it on you now, and you ain't doing it, that's a different story. And that can be where some of the stress comes from. In our life, I heard the minister say, our stress comes from lack of duty. Our stress comes from lack of duty because you're reminded of what you didn't do. But man, seek refuge in Allah, man, and ask Allah to show us all, man, how to have the balance. And really, the responsibility that some of us have, you will never achieve it on your own. You ain't strong enough. That's why I said seek refuge in Allah. Now, here's the thing that we got to remember, Sister Randisha, that our Savior has arrived, says we are all Allah's. In the lecture the other day, it says fall in love with the man that has the word in him. Now, we know because of Closing the Gap book that Master Father Muhammad didn't come to make two gods. He came to make us all gods. So there is no mystery God. Will we depend on that mystery God to give us food? The answer is emphatically no. So when we're seeking help and we're seeking refuge, know that it's going to come through a human being. And we may ask and pray to Allah for help, yet forget where Allah is going to come in the person of, or how he comes to us, and not lean on him and pull on him in the person of your brother, in the person of your sister who's gone through what you're going through, who may be able to give you a consoling word, who may be able to give you a word that you wasn't thinking of because you was in your emotional state and they're not in it, so they can help you rise above emotions into the thinking of God. This is why when things happen in our life, we don't say all praise is due to the brother that helped us, to the sister that helped us. We say all praise is due to Allah. Thank you. Because Allah is the only reality. So when we are striving for balance, when we're seeking, it makes me think about how, you used to have a village, they say. Now, you don't want nobody. We don't want nobody to watch our children. I get it, because you never know what'll happen at those sleepovers. So all that's important. But leaning on each other, man, is going to be so powerful, especially during these dark times that's on the way. Oh, man, 2024 got pretty dark, man. Good God Almighty. And the minister said when he departs, we're going to have 3 hard years. So, damn, if it's getting hard now, we're going to have to really lean on each other in a few minutes. And we can't depend on a mystery God. We're going to have to really tighten up this brotherhood, tighten up this sisterhood to where we can really lean on each other. I'm talking about for real. I'm talking about you got to find you a group where you can let them know, shoot, when the brother call you and say, how you doing? You ain't giving the damn fine, sir. Fine by Allah's grace. Brother, I'm damn near brother, I'm going through it. I'm hanging on by a thread. Who can you say that to? So that Allah in them can come to your rescue. He ain't coming down as no ghost to drop no money on you, to drop no beans. Brother, you hungry? Yeah, man, I ain't eating for 4 days. I ain't eating every other day now. I ain't practicing how to eat to live on purpose. Brother, I ain't eating nothing. Oh, man, come on, man. Shoot, let me send you something. But if I don't, the scriptures say, you have not because you ask not. So, man, listen, we ain't building this brotherhood, man. We ain't been on this damn call every morning for going on 2 years now to not lean on one another. We done been on here crying together. Oh, man, we done seen each other in prayer. We know each other's faith. Man, we talk to each other more than we talk to family. Well, I ain't gonna speak to, I do. Y'all know my story. I speak to some of y'all more than I speak to my family. So no, man, when you going through it, man, if you need something, that's Allah in your brother. That's Allah in your sister. They don't mean their flesh, everything they say, but you listen for your father's voice. They got a word. Man, they done heard a lecture that you maybe didn't hear. They done read something that you may have forgot. Let's lean on each other. Let them give you a word of encouragement. If we don't say nothing, we don't get the help that we need. See, then when something happens, you naturally want people to call you. Man, it's all right. You want that consolation, but we should start to get it before it happens. Because it may have prevented something that did happen that now you got to really lean on them. But if you would have just called me before, man, we could have got that figured out together. And before I play this video from the minister, man, I want us to just really have grace with ourselves. Man, I used to, man, listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something. When my daughter used to get dropped off, right? It used to crush me, man, when she would cry. Oh, I wanna stay with my mommy. Oh man, ooh, boy, that'll crush you. So then you sitting out there trying to be strong. Inside, I'm crying like a mug, feeling, I'm just about to melt. I'm sitting out there trying, come on, girl. But inside, I'm crying. Man, she don't want to be with me. Am I a bad father? No, man, it was just, something natural. I mean, what children go through? Hell, when I was younger, I wanted to be with my mama too. Sure, I want to be with my dad. So, but now, man, to see my daughter, man, I come in there and I hug her. She kiss her, I kiss her on the cheek. She say, come here. I didn't get to kiss you on it. Oh, man, them days just make my day, man. But so I'm just saying, I'm sure not to say it get better later. Just let them know that you love them. Going there sometime you may random just go in there just to check on them. You ain't even just give them a hug. Man, they just, brother Captain Dennis said this as well. He said, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So man, it get better later. They understand a little bit later, especially when they get them bills. Boy, I appreciate my mama so much. Boy, when them bills, damn, mama used to deal with all these bills. Light bill, water bill, gas bill, electricity bill, Wi-Fi bill, insurance, phone bill. Oh, man, when you understand all that your mama was taking care of, daddy was taking care of for you, when you get older, you say, wow, boy, I had a mighty mama, boy. Oh, I had a mighty father. Because you see what it takes. Right now, they don't understand some of the sacrifices that you got to make for them. Like I used to be pissed off I couldn't go to the parties sometime. Man, I can't do nothing. I can't go to man, I ain't doing nothing. Man, they going. You stay in this house, boy. Be mad that you go in the room. You be cussing. You get one of them pillars. And then, listen, I used to be like, man, I'm kill myself. And I used to, man, I'm this real talk to make them mad. They gonna really be mad and then I'd be like, I ain't even gonna be able to see them mad. Boy, change your mind, boy. But I really thought when they made me really mad, man, if I wouldn't hear, they'll feel like it's their fault. Oh, man, I had these type of thoughts, boy. Then I'd be like, but you ain't going to see them mad. Boy, you going to be dead. Then I change my mind. Then I just be cussing out of my pillow. Motherfucker, I can't wait for you. Then you be hoping they get sick or something. Then if they get sick, they ain't going to be able to take. Oh, man, all type of thoughts went through my mind when I was younger, man. So no, man, I mean, this is natural. This is the natural thought processes of children. Our brains is not developed to the age of 25. Look, somebody on YouTube says same here. I'm telling you, this is what we be doing. So our brains is not even fully developed, they say, until about the age of 25. We don't understand. Oh, man, I had some bad thoughts growing up, man. I'm talking about, man, Allah really blessed me. You go in that room, you be cussing them out. But let me share this from the minister, man. I think this will be consoling. Anybody else who's dealing with this, with the children, and with the children, man, I say this, I can relate. You never know if you're doing good enough. You never know. You never doing good. You never making enough money. You never giving enough time. It just seemed like, man, I'm just so imbalanced. Oh, I'm so imbalanced. You got a group that love you, and you got a group saying, you ain't giving that time to me. Oh, damn, I know what that feel like, Sister Randisha. I'm telling you, I know what it feel like. Oh, you feel like, man, if I take off, how many people see so depressed when you hear so many people need you? Oh, I needed the power call. Oh, so my mind said, boy, you can't skip too many power calls. But then your wife and your family said, but you ain't giving me that time. Oh, what have you done for me lately? Oh, damn, here I go. I'm going to fail you again. Then the business said, you ain't been giving attention to me. Let me reflect in your bank account. Damn, I ain't been making my phone calls. Oh, then you make your phone calls. Oh, you ain't been eating right, boy. So, man, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it'll make you say, it'll make you, man, I done had so many. It'll make you say, man, to hell with all of you. I'm finna just do me. Say, it'll make you, man, I can't satisfy nobody. It'll make you say, man, to hell with it. But then you got to be like, boy, you can't say that. Oh, man, come on, man. Let's keep it real. Y'all know how it is. Say, man, nigga, you will never be pleased. Oh, chill, I'll never be able to make enough. Oh, you'll never be able to do enough. So you just got to know, man, that you're doing your best. You're doing your best. And let Allah grow you. Don't make too many excuses for yourself. Strive to find a way to balance this thing out however we gonna do it. And then we gotta forgive ourselves and then ask for forgiveness. Hey, man, I'm learning this thing. You wasn't taught how to be no parent. Some of us didn't have good examples for the people that you're around. See, I grew up, and it feel like an excuse, but it's my reality, man. I grew up being able to go in the house, go in my room, and I didn't even have to speak who was there. It was weird, man, but it's like you spoke, but you didn't speak. You know? I don't know. It's weird, man, how I grew up. I can count on my fingers how many times I done ate at the table with my parents. I damn near probably can't even count them. I don't remember a time that we done sat down, just us, and ate at the, how was your day? So when I get here now, and I feel awkward when I get around people. If we ain't like super, super close friends and, man, I be at the table, I don't know what to say. People come over, I don't know how to host nothing. Man, you better turn that TV on. I ain't got no long stories I don't know how to tell stories. I'm really short and sweet because I really hate small talk. But it's because, I ain't used to that. Used to playing games. We didn't play no games growing up. My game was in there playing the game, or I'm on there learning YouTube how to edit videos in the room by myself. So now I feel like, damn, boy, you don't know how to be a husband. Boy, you don't know how to be no daddy. You ain't fun. Damn, you always working. You know what I mean? Like, you don't go nowhere unless somebody asks you, do you want to go somewhere? Because you okay with being in that room by yourself doing nothing. So I be feeling like, damn, boy, you ain't hitting the mark. So I'm with you, sister. I know, man, shoot. I know what it feel like. People be excited about stuff I ain't excited about. People, let's travel. Man, I can look at that water on my phone. I don't care nothing about no water. That's the same water. I can go down there to the lake and see that same water. But no, it's a different city. And man, I don't care nothing about that. And I be feeling bad sometimes that I don't care about stuff like that. Damn, boy, you just can't think about nothing other than work. Well, let's watch TV. I don't want to watch TV sometimes. Man, I be feeling like I'm wasting time watching TV. But I didn't watch TV growing up in high school. I had a TV that never came on. I may watch Martin. People think I watch, as much as I love basketball, I be telling people, bro, I don't watch basketball. I never even watched it like that. I watch highlights. So, man. So I got to learn. I got to learn how to be interested in stuff. Oh, man, you know how you fake it, man. Oh, really? Okay, in your mind, you like, I don't know what you just said. Well, I got this, and then look, I seen this on TV. What? Man, okay, yeah. In your mind, you ain't heard nothing they said. So it's a process, man. It's a process. Some people not just grew up. You didn't just grow up where y'all didn't meet and y'all didn't do stuff. Your parents was abusive. Your parents were non-supportive. You don't know what it's like to be supportive. And it's easy for others because they grew up in different ways. So what's easy to them isn't easy to you. And when certain things is easier to others than it is to you, it makes you feel like you a failure because of it. I look at people sometimes and get jealous that they can talk to their siblings every day or talk to their mama every day or daddy every day. I don't know. We didn't do that. It's like, every other week, hey, how you do? You know what I mean? That was my normal. I don't know all my uncles' names. I don't know my granny name. My biological granny, if you ask what's her name, I don't know. Biological grandfather, I have no idea. I don't know. You know? So I have developed since a youth, maybe as a defense mechanism, a numbness for family. Y'all want to be vulnerable? Come on, I'm going to give it to you. You know, when people get too close to me, I kind of push them away. I don't know why. The more clingy, I used to think I wanted clinginess. The more clingy it get, the more no, that's too much. I used to have an aunt. They used to reach out to me. I feel bad to this day. She was trying to build a relationship with me. Hey, son. I stopped responding. I don't know why I stopped responding. It just seemed like, no, you getting too close. You know? So I developed this numbness like, well, I don't know my family. You know, my mama didn't come back for me. My biological father never called to ask about me. And I used to sit I can see myself, and I was young. I used to look out the window at night. I'm wondering, man, is they going to come by? Never seen them before, but man, I wonder if they going to come by. So I developed this, man, you good by yourself. You good alone. You don't need nobody to survive. I really, so yeah, man, I developed these traits and these attributes. So when y'all see me in person, y'all say, damn, Brother Ben, he ain't as animated because I'm quiet in person. Oh, I'm a different person. If I don't know you now, if we know you, I done been around you, we talk for, I can kind of open up a little bit. But at first, I'm quiet. I don't speak as much. You know what I mean? That's where that comes from. That's where it develops from. So so now, that goes into how you treat your children and how you treat your wife and how you treat your husband, all this type of stuff. And you bring all this with you. And then you got to learn how to balance it all. You got to learn how to overcome so that's not seen as an excuse. You got to learn how to get over it. Because they ain't heard nothing about that. Yeah, that happened in your past, but shoot, you shouldn't have got married then. You shouldn't have had me. You shouldn't have let that worthless water come up out you then. You shouldn't have let it come out then if you was going to be like this. So you have all these different thoughts. Then you want them to understand you better. Then you don't, what I mean? It's a lot, man. And then you got to make money. Damn, you got to still make money and pay bills. Then you still got to eat every day. Then you got to feed them every day. Woo. Then it seems like the older they get, they more hungry. They eat more. This is overwhelming talking about it. Damn, I probably got a bill that's late right now. Ooh, what I'm thinking about, you getting letters in the mail. Then you got to clean up. Then you got to take a bath. Then you got to brush your teeth, wash your face, get a hair. Y'all see I ain't got no haircut yet. I tipped my barber this morning. Man, I can't keep going like this. Let me go and get my haircut. You be working so much, damn, don't even get your haircut. Sister, don't even get your nails done. You got that. Some of y'all sisters love that you supposed to cover your hair because you ain't did it in 3 months. Oh, yeah, I be seeing them braids. So I ain't going to expose your trick. Okay, never mind. Let me take it back. Oh, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just don't want to do nothing for the next 3 days. But you can't take a break. So all this just hitting you at once. I mean, everything just seemed like it hits you at once. But look at what the minister said. All right, I just didn't want to give y'all that. Look at what the minister said. Oh, this is so consoling. Look at this.
We as parents who love our children, but we make mistakes, say to your son and your daughter, look, son, daughter, is there anything that I have said or done that offended you that I need to ask your forgiveness for? And then don't try to defend yourself. Just listen to your children. And should they tell you what they've been wanting to tell you, then you just be quiet. And if you hear truth coming out of their mouths, don't you say, well, look, I'm your mother. They know that. Tell your child, sweetheart, I am sorry. And I'll do my best to never let that happen.
Mm-hmm. Of course they can't hear, son. So let me try this here.
We as parents,
can y'all hear that?
Who love
y'all heard that?
Our children, but we make mistakes.
Y'all heard that? No. And then your Zoom mess up, your audio equipment mess up, everything mess up, including you. Man, look at this here. Ain't this something, man? All these days I done did this, and today it just want to act up. I don't know what else to do. Cause I don't know what else to do. And I'm really getting sick of it. Let me try this. Ooh, one more time.
We as parents who love our children, but we make mistakes, say to your son and your daughter, look, son, daughter, is there anything that I have said or done that offended you that I need to ask your forgiveness for? And then don't try to defend yourself. Just listen to your children. And should they tell you what they've been wanting to tell you, then you just be quiet. And if you hear truth coming out of their mouths, don't you say, well, look, I'm your mother. They know that. Tell your child, sweetheart, I am sorry. And I'll do my best to never let that happen again.
Oh, don't you want to hear that from some of your parents? You just want to hear them say, son, I apologize, man. I messed up right there, man. I didn't mean that. You know, I'm toe up from the flow up. You know, I want to play that song that I had in the background so that we can know that we love. Sometimes we just need to know that we loved. But know that you're loved by Allah. Damn, loved by your friends and your family. Cause some of them only love you when you're doing right, when they think you're doing right by them. The moment you do something wrong, oh, they don't love you no more. They'll kill you. Yeah, you got family members that'll kill you. But sometimes you just need to know. We finna listen to this Cleo song. Oh, listen to this song. Oh, man, everybody just get you a paper tissue. Oh, man, can y'all hear the music, man? Oh, we all should just know what? That we loved. That no matter what we going through, y'all can't hear it. Oh, man, y'all can't hear it again. See, I'm finna get up out of here. See, this is the devil. Yeah, this the devil here. Audio playing. I don't know how y'all could hear the other one, but y'all can't hear this. See this? Man, hold on. Let me go back to it. Man, this is something. Wow, this is something here, man. All right, let me know if y'all can hear this video. How about this video?
Listen, if you don't have time to commit to this right now.
Did y'all hear that? Y'all heard that. But y'all saying y'all can't hear this. I don't know what to do. Y'all can't hear it, huh? What about now?
If you don't love yourself.
Even if you don't love yourself. Wow.
Know that you are loved.
Kinda. We'll go to YouTube.
Even if
said, who sing that song? That's Cleo X. Sister Cleo X. No, that's Cleo Soul.
If you don't love yourself, know that you are loved. Even if you don't love yourself.
After Sister Yolanda said, after all fails, just stand. Trouble don't last always. Trouble don't last always. And remember, y'all, as we close this thing out, you know, a Muslim is one who submits their will to do the will of God. So the good thing about being a Muslim, when we striving to really do it, is that we know Allah is the center of everything. He is at the center of everything, and he has an active and a permissive will. He has an active and a permissive will. And if I just submit my will to do his will and I'm okay with whatever he wants, if I'm okay with whatever he wants, whatever happens, because we know that we're taught, hey man, an enemy can't do nothing that Allah don't permit. You can't do nothing Allah won't permit. So if Allah permits it, then I'm okay with it. Heard the minister say that. So that just brings us a level of peace, man. It becomes difficult when we want something that Allah maybe don't want us to have. Or Allah permits a situation that we don't like. But if we can see, as Brother Daniel taught us, if we can start to think that all things work out for the greater good, however it goes, we're going to always be all right. Think about, Moses and the wise man, and how Moses didn't have a comprehensive knowledge, so he couldn't follow him. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, that's how my followers follow me, with doubt and suspicion. But think about that. We don't have the comprehensive knowledge that Allah has. Why did you permit me to grow up like this, Allah? Honestly, if we spent more time asking those type of questions, we may get to some solutions, but we don't have time to sit down and ask those questions. Because I got to work and I got to make money and I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this and I got to do that for other people. But what if I sat down and asked, why did you permit that? And our Supreme Wisdom Lessons, the minister said, well, the question is, why did God ask why in our lessons? Because he wanted to bring us up into his mind, the mind of God. That's why he's asking, why does Muhammad or any Muslim, why? So that you can get the understanding of it and understand how he thinks and how things go, so that we can be transformed by the renewing of the mind. So great call today, man. Thank everybody who has something to share. Thank all of you all who knew you had something that stood out to you and actually said it, because there's so many, man, that got something that they want to share, but they don't share it. And one day you ain't going to be able to share nothing. I hope you know that. One day you ain't going to be able to share nothing, and you going to wish you shared. So, man, you better start sharing, man, and documenting and have this out there so that your children can hear you and say, oh, yeah, that's my granny. And she was going through this, and oh, that was my granddaddy. And look at what he said on the power call one. Man, these gonna be the archives one day. The stuff y'all saying on this call, man, this is going to impact generations, some of the stories y'all telling. This is going to help people, generations to come to heal, because they're not going to feel like they're alone in the process. So, I'm out, man. We have been on here 2 hours and 49 minutes, and I don't even want to get off. Man. This has been a good call, a good consoling call. And I'm missing somebody. Sister Gina still here? I'm sitting here going, and I know I seen some ones down there. My bad. I'm sitting here going like I didn't see no number one. Sister Gina still here to go?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I'm not going to be long because I've kind of wind down. You said a lot of stuff that has kind of soothed me in a sense, and what the minister said. But I feel, Sister Randisha, and sometimes you can give too much and to the children, let them have too much say, which I didn't understand until I came into the nation. But by then, my son was well into his teenage years. He's 43 right now. So, and I still deal with him on a daily basis because he's lost found. He's not Muslim. I mean, he believes in Allah, but he's not practicing. I'll put it that way, maybe. But yeah, it does hurt. I said, and because I'm here with my 90-year-old mother, and I've told y'all this earlier before, but now since I've spoken to you during Ramadan, my mom has stopped walking. She hasn't walked in almost 2 months. Her dementia is getting worse. So I'm here now. She's on home hospice. So I'm here and I'm by myself. And it is a lot. It's a lot to bear. It's a lot to bear, and it's a lot to be here with your mother and watch her as she's transitioning. Some days are better than others. But I thank Allah. I thank him so much for the strength he has given me to be able to take care of her. I was in a situation with my house where I was going to lose my house, so that's why I was going to sell it. And we had gotten an apartment down in Florida. We were going to move down to Florida, my son and I, and my mom, and then split up from there. But my mom got like she did, but in the interim, I kept asking Allah day and night. I was, like my mom was on Allah, and I asked him, what should I do? And he gave me the thing about the modification. So I did the modification, and then, like I said, my mom went down, and I was glad. I was so thankful to Allah because I told him however he showed me, that's how I was going to go, and I believe that he showed me to do what I did because my mom can't make it to Florida. She's not going to make it. And for us to have the house or maybe lose the house and then trying to get her to Florida. And you know what I'm saying? It just was just so much. But he gave us a way to be stable for the time being. So it can be very, very, very hard. And I thank God, even though I go through stuff with my son who's right here. Sometimes you have to take the good with the bad, so to speak, to get through. And the funny part now is because I put my life on hold because of him being the only child and the things I went through with him. And I'm like, I got to get this together. I said, I'm not going to never have a man in my life. I said, I still ask Allah about that. I just keep him as my man until I meet somebody. But now my son is funny because he's met a young lady and he's liking her and he's like, I got to get a place because who wants to mess with a 43-year-old man and show with his mother? And I'm not saying it like that, but it's y'all fault. It's because of y'all that I don't have nobody. Okay. But I'm thinking, this is the way I'm thinking. And please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking that it's a temporary situation. It's not like he's going to be here with us all the time. But to me as a woman, if I saw a man that did that for his mother and his grandmother, that shows his integrity to me. So I've been asking a lot to try to help me find the words and the right time to speak to him about it, because with what he's doing shows that how loyal he would be to her. But I don't think he sees it that way. I don't even know if he voiced it. But in any event, it's like I said, it's hard. It's hard trying to balance, like you said, Brother Ben, because I don't have anybody else to help me. Yeah, I have a brother. And I have a nephew, but both of them acting like they, like I don't know. My nephew, I know what's wrong with him, and on that note, I had to get back with my supervisors with Scientology with auditing because I am a Dynetics auditor, but I haven't audited in so long because of the way my life's been going that I wouldn't audit anybody. But I've been talking with one of them because my as I found out, my nephew is a suicide watch. And he keeps everything in. And I just finally found that out from my sister-in-law. My brother ain't even say nothing. They try to help him and he wouldn't really, so because he told me, he said, I'm gonna be up front. I have a hard time with this, grandma being too close. But like I told him, I'm sorry for the background noise. I got the cat and the dog in here playing. I don't believe him. But like I told him, don't let that stop you. I hurt too. So he did finally come and see her, and he's right here in Philadelphia. We didn't even know he was in Philadelphia until my aunt died in February. This is how this man moves. You never know where he is, and he don't tell nobody. He does everything incognito. And I told them when he was 12 and his mother died that they needed to get him into some kind of therapy, but they wouldn't listen to me. So now you find out when he's almost 50 years old what he's going through and what he's feeling. But I mean, I just wanted to share because, Allah puts things that we as women, I think, because I hear it so much, that we as women, he's and being helpmeets, that's the word right there, the key word to help, that we help everybody, like you said, but ourselves. And I thank the minister for connecting me with Dianetics, because my supervisors from New York, they reach out to me all the time because they keep trying to get me on staff, but they reach out to me all the time. And I thank God that they are there. And I can talk to them about anything because they don't judge. It doesn't matter. And I'm not going to say that I'm perfect. Yeah, I have some vice. I have a particular vice I'm dealing with, and I keep asking Allah. And we, like you say, seek refuge in Allah, because things happen with the way my financial situation has gone now, because now I got a mortgage and I'm paying rent. I asked Allah, I had a bill that was due. I asked Allah, I had a commitment. I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this, Allah. I just don't know how, where I'm going to get this $100 from. The day before the $100 was due, I got a check in the mail from my old car insurance, because I changed car insurance. And it was enough to cover that commitment that I made. So, we have to seek refuge in Allah. And yes, he's going to take us through trials. But the thing of it is that he's going to always bring us through. He's going to be there beside us. It may not be the way we want it, but it's going to be a way that we're going to still survive. He's not going to let us just falter unless we turn coat on him. Then that's another story. But I just wanted to share, and I just want to say, Sister Brandisha, I love you too. And I thank you for sharing. And just to let you know that, yeah, we do our unity. And I keep telling this to people. I say our unity is going to be our success. This is what we've been taught. And like you said, you have to atone, because I even had to atone in one thing with my son. And I said to him, I said, atonement. He said, yeah. I said, yeah, I'm sorry for doing that. I said, we have to, because we don't know what's coming down the line for us. We don't know what Allah has planned and what we're going to have to go through while he's destroying this world that we're in, because he's going to do it the way he's going to do it. And with this election, I was just like, just get it done. So now I know which way I'm going to do and what I need to do to protect myself and help myself, and it's just crazy out here. It's just so crazy, but it's by Allah's permission. So believers, everybody here, just hold on to Allah, seek refuge in Allah. And I know it's hard. It's hard for me too. Sometimes I sit and I say aloud, why? Or sometimes I even sit to him and I say, forgive me, because my patience gets short sometimes, because like I said, I'm doing everything for my mom. I'm with her 24/7. I have to watch her. I talk to her. Sometimes she's coherent, sometimes she's not. Right now, she's running a fever. We don't know why she's running a fever. I kept asking her appointed nurse to talk to the doctor and see if he thinks, it might be a UTI or something, because she's old. But I don't know why she keeps getting this fever. But when she gets the fever, she's incoherent and she won't eat. She can't understand what I'm trying to tell her. So as long as I give her the Tylenol, her fever goes down and she comes around and I can feed her like normal. But it's not easy. It's not easy. We're always doing things for everybody else except ourselves. And to end this, what I'm going to say is one thing I have started doing is I have gone on YouTube, and there are Tibetan and there are all different kinds of meditations that help your clear out your chakras and help your mind to stop racing and stuff like that. And you listen to them, and even to help you sleep. And my coach turned me on to that. But yeah, and it does help. I mean, I'm starting to feel like, because I was getting very overwhelmed, and I'm starting to feel like, okay, I got to fight for myself. I got to get myself back to where I was so I can engage. That's why a lot of times I be on here, I listen, and a lot of times I don't say things, but it's not like I don't hear y'all and not taking stuff in. But I just wanted to share that because I haven't shared in a while, and my heart was just reaching out, especially after Sister Randisha opened up the way she did. And I pray that all of us sisters, no matter how, what it is, find us in the group. You need some help or need something, reach out, see if somebody can help you. Because it's a sisterhood. And that's the way we're supposed to be. We're supposed to cover down for each other. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Man, shout out to Sister Randisha, man, who in the midst of what she's going through still gets on, still helps, still shares what Allah puts on her heart. So many who ain't going through nothing near that don't get on, don't share, don't have the commitment to do it. So, man, all praise is due to Allah for the dedication, the example, and just the commitment, man. And no matter what you're going through, you're present. You're here. Man, that means a lot. Oh, that means a lot, man. It's hard to find those who just dedicated, man, who just disciplined, no matter what is going on in the life, you can depend on them to be there. So all praise is due to Allah, and may Allah reward you for that. And I know He understands you. Oh, He understands you. Oh, yeah, He understands you. So may Allah bless you with man, peace. May Allah bless us all with a level of peace, because this world already got a lot of negativity in it. It already got a lot of stuff, man, that is going to cause us to doubt ourselves and hurt ourselves. So we got to find ways and reasons to encourage ourselves and give ourselves a pat on the back here and there and tell ourselves to keep going. Let's go to Brother Daniel. Oh, Brother Daniel.
Yeah, yes, sir. All right, that the wisdom, brother, you shared was wonderful. And as you were speaking, go ahead and get it out the trunk. I'm on the phone. Only one thing came to my mind as you were speaking, and it reminds me of 75% of the work being with the woman, and where the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, when he opened up that 19B to everyone, he spoke about how Allah rewards the woman for every little thing she do, and how we are taught to value the woman 3 times. I often think about that mathematical reality of 75% is with the woman, not on the woman. If we got 100 pounds on a bar, Allah's not asking the woman to lift 75 pounds. He's with her. The husband He gives her is with her, but it's together. The other 25% is solely on the man. And the last thing that came to my mind is that I heard it mentioned that we must seek refuge in Allah. Sister Ava said, never underestimate your ability to recognize the God in you. All our children got God in them. We feed that God in them so that as they are going through their struggles, they explode with their God mind. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, put Islam in a bottle and feed it to the children. So the more that the children learn to rely on mommy is God under Allah, that's the first thing the child says. But they got to come to learn Master Father Muhammad. So the more we feed the children as they're going through their struggles, the same God that we rely on, and everything we do, we're doing in His name, they'll learn more and more how to call on the God and how to feed the God in their soul as they're being reared to do so. So that's all that came to my mind, family. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Is there another Brother Daniel? Because I seen 2 Brother Daniels.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Wow, that was a beautiful call. Powerful, powerful, powerful call. And I came on late. That's why I didn't get on. I didn't hear what's that Reverend Ike.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that. But I seen you did a beautiful, masterful job, Brother Ben, with helping with this whole call. But in particular, I came on when you helped the sister out that was trying to do the school. You helped her to find the goal within, and you helped to combat the trader's misinterpretation and help her to find the goal within. And we need brothers like you. We need one another to help us to find the goal within. And because all of us got goal within, or God within. And we always combating with that Judas factor, that traitor within, that gives us that interpretation that is not within. That we can get it, but it's gonna be somewhere else. And we need these other people like somewhere else other than where we are. So to help us get past that paralysis of analysis and get us past that fear. And some of the things I had in my mind, I've heard it already been said already. So it might seem kind of redundant. But whenever we find ourselves with whenever I'm speaking personally, whenever I find myself with a misunderstanding, and I know that the lessons talked about Allah being the all eye seeing, the all eye understanding. So if Allah is the all eye understanding, and He is the creator of everything in the universe, and every atom, every word is life, light, and power in every situation and everything. If I have Allah's coloring, if I see it the way He sees it. So, but whenever I have a misunderstanding of what's in His creation, then that creates my hell. My hell has always come from some type of misunderstanding, some type of misunderstood word. But it's only one letter difference I've noticed in my own life. It's only one letter difference between hell and heaven. One letter between hell and heaven. And that's the P for help. It says, one wise man told me, says, hell is reserved for those who refuse to ask for help. Hell is reserved. It's like a reservation just for those who refuse to ask for help. I have to think about that because I'm going through some phases right now, and I'm finna I'm making a major investment to get me a lot more auditing. So whatever we want to do externally, we first got to find it within. As we learn about the Moses and the wise man externally, but I'm saying that Moses and wise man within my own self. That self-accusing spirit is my wise man within. And there's a Moses in myself that always gives some type of interpretation that without having a comprehensive understanding, that's not in harmony with the all eye seeing, that sees something different, that gives me some type of interpretation that this is a horrible thing. This situation right here, this is a horrible thing that this happened. And that is where my trip up lies. It makes me think that where I'm at right now, you spoke on this a second ago, Brother Ben, about being present. There's an interpretation that where I'm at right now is nowhere. And then I start to feel that way. Then I feel like I got to do this, that, or the other in order to be somewhere. I got to go down the yellow brick road in order to get something, to be something, to feel a certain way. And it's an illusion because it's like reaching to heaven. It's like building the Tower of Babel up to heaven, expecting I'm going to get there someday, that eventually I'm going to reach it. As though it's some big glass ceiling up in the clouds and it's going to be there. And the farther you get up, it's an illusion. So you said something earlier, Brother Ben, about that grace that we got to extend to one another. Every time, Elijah Muhammad said, every time we looking, at another black man or woman, we looking at God. And you know, 6 is for equality. So there's equality among all of us, like what you had that those 2 items, Brother Ben, and you drop them down into a law of gravitation, and you showed that they both hit at the same time, despite of the weight, despite of what we going through, in spite of who we comparing ourselves to. There's a level of equality among all of us, despite of what that item may be. We may have different situations, and we may think that our situation is different from the other. We may think that our situation is worse than the other. But when you drop both of those items down into the law of gravitation, they both hit at the same time. Which means that whenever we look, there's no big eyes and little U's between us and our situations when we dealing with our emotional tone scale and how that feels to us. So what came to my mind as it relates to that in English lesson C1, when it says, I beg, it said, the question was, are there any Muslims other than righteous? Then this is, I beg your pardon, I never heard of one. I beg your pardon, I never heard of one. I asked myself the question, what is pardon? What does that mean? And how are we to demonstrate that towards one another? What type of pardon do we need to have towards our own self? To pardon our own self. And it said pardon was used to indicate that the actions or thoughts of someone are justified or understandable given the circumstances. It's used to indicate the actions or thoughts of someone are justified or understandable given the circumstances. And when we look at ourselves, if we go down our time track, our history, and look at what happened to us, and look at what type of interpretation we had at that particular time when certain things happened in our life as a little boy, or when we look at one another and we see what happened to our children when they was a little boy, and what interpretation did they give over the circumstances. And if we can consider those things and justify it or understand it based off the circumstance, that if I was that person, if I was you, if I was Lil Pookie and Junebug and them, I would feel the exact same way given the exact same circumstances. And then we can understand why they got feared as a big man. So when the devil, the traitor, the Judas factor, put the fear in them when they was that's affected them while they was a big man, but we understand what happened when they was a little boy, we would be able to pardon one another and be like, I never heard of one. So if somebody give me some news about you, Brother Ben, for example, it's like, I beg your pardon. It could be used as anger. Like, it's something about what you said. I did not hear, or I don't understand. What is that you slandering this person about? That you don't see no gold in this person. That you don't see the best part in this person. So then if I've come to you and I share my weaknesses or whatever, I need individuals that can see the gold in me, even when I don't see it in myself. Can you give me pardon? Can you see the gold in me? Can you see the God in me despite of everything? Can you study everything and choose to settle on my best part? And then I ask myself the same question. Can I settle on the best part of my own self? Can I see that where I'm at that look like nowhere, that you look at the word nowhere, it's also now here. So God's saying what I think is nowhere is really now here. It's the hereafter. It's right here. Wherever I am, wherever my circumstance it is, whatever my past is, God is always in the present moment, right now, here. But the enemy, the traitor within, the Moses within, gives me interpretation that my now here is nowhere. And that is what always tripped me up. Because if I believe that interpretation that I'm nowhere, I'm going to feel like that. No matter what I know, no matter what opportunities come, I'm always going to be moving off that premise that my now here is nowhere. But that was thought. But everything else, I didn't heard everybody else say bits and pieces of everything that was on my mind.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing. Sister Destiny.
Awesome, Reagan. Can you hear me?
Walaikum salam. Yes, ma'am.
Praise be to Allah. Okay, so bear with me. I want to thank you, Brother Ben, for this call. Thank you for following your spirit to share this lecture today with Pastor Ike, and for everyone who has came on today and just being your full selves and being transparent. I never come on to speak, but I'm coming on today because, Brother Ben, you specifically said something today about one day we won't be able to. And now that my son is no longer here, I feel like I need to speak more and, that I need to push myself outside of my comfort zone more than I ever felt like before. And it's painful. It's the hardest thing that I'm going through. But I'm doing this for him and I'm doing this for myself. So before I share what I was going to share, my son's name was Naeem Haq Muhammad. I got his name. I wasn't even going to go all into this detail, but since I'm being led this way, I got his name when I found that I was pregnant. I heard Naeem, and so I automatically knew I was having a boy. I heard Naeem, so that's how he got his name. Naeem means blessed or blessed, however you want to say it. And his middle name is Haq, which means truth. So blessed truth. It's my baby boy's name, and I feel like now that he's no longer here, I have to live my life in that way. I have to see all my blessings. I have to be more present, and I have to just see what Allah's trying to show me, and I have to live it in truth and speak truth whenever Allah is pushing me to when I don't want to. So, like I kind of plan to say, I don't always join, but every time I come on here, I always get something out of these calls. And I just want to bear witness to it, what everybody already knows, that this is indeed a power call. I first started coming on here during Ramadan of this year, and that's when I was carrying my baby boy. And y'all really strengthened me, and y'all were just putting a fuel in me that I kind of lost. I kind of got I don't know. I had lost myself, and y'all put a fuel in me. Y'all was putting a certain a spark in me that was like helping me now and then live up to my son's name, like the truth. Y'all was filling me with truth, and I really want to thank y'all for that. And I had got moments in time where y'all were on the call, and I just wanted to share, but I just didn't because I don't know. I don't share that often, but I just want to thank y'all for that. But I want to bear witness to overcoming mental barriers. And I wanted to just post something to y'all. Before my son transitioned, I was reading this book titled What If You're Not it said something like you're not really stuck. And even though I felt like I was coming out of my stuckness, even though I don't think that's a word, I picked up this book at the library. It was there. And it just stuck out to me, so I picked it up. And I didn't finish reading it, but I got what out of it that I needed to get. And I just want to put that out there too. If y'all start reading a book, don't feel like you got to finish it all the time. You get what you need and you keep moving. So I wanted to pose a question to y'all because the stuck work, I heard that come up today and people are talking and Brother Ben is helping y'all work through some things. And I just want to say, are you stuck or are you choosing to be stuck? Because when I look back in my previous trials, I don't think it's that you're ever really stuck. I think it's that we choose to be stuck. And choosing to be stuck because we don't know which way to go. We don't know what the next move is. But we actually don't ever have to know the exact next move. We just have to work. So with this trial, my son, it's going to be a month that he's transitioned. But my son was only 2 months and he transitioned in his sleep. And it's very painful. It's the hardest thing that my husband and I have ever been through and that we're going through because it didn't end. But when my son transitioned, it didn't feel real. It still don't feel real. I feel like my world was in slow motion. Everything's just moving. But in order to not get stuck, in order to not be able to see whatever Allah is trying to present to me, I have to keep moving. So I have heard the statement over and over again by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the work
statement. So if you haven't ever heard it, go look it up. You could just type work and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, it will come up. But basically he's saying no matter what you're going through, work. So if you sick, work, this work, whatever it is, work. And this is like, even though this is the hardest thing I'm going through, that overcoming mental barriers, working is actually a solution. Like it actually is helping me to see more clear. It's helping me to go back and see what that day was like. It was one of the most peaceful days before we found him that way. It was one of the most peaceful days. I was in like a high state of gratitude. I was in a high spirit of work and productivity. You know, me, my husband, and my daughter, we were bonding together while he was resting, and we were spending this quality time together. And it wasn't planned quality time. We were just spending this time together. And so, anyway, I'm kind of getting off track. Going back to work. So work. Even though this is the hardest thing I've ever been through, working is healing me. It is improving myself mentally. I feel like I'm getting sharper. My husband and I like put together the obituary together. He said he wanted to speak, and in my mind, I'm like, I want to share words, but I don't feel strong enough. But because my husband felt strong enough, I'm like, okay, I'm going to, and I have to do this. I have to do this for Blessed Truth. I have to do this for Naeem Haq Muhammad. And we got out there and we spoke, and it just strengthened me in so many ways, and it continues to strengthen me because I'm striving to live in my purpose now. We're not thinking through. I'm a type of person, this is why I don't get on here and speak. Oh, I don't have time to write it all out. I don't have time to think it through what I want to say, because that's the type of person I am. I want to be very mindful with my words, but sometimes you just got to move on the spirit, and you got to be comfortable with that, which I am. Like if you in person with me, but on a live call like this, oh no, I want to think it through. I want to write it down. But we can't live our lives like that. And it's helping me overcome this mental barrier. And I just feel like my faith is increasing. And I'm not saying this to boast, because I don't have that type of personality. But when my husband and I finished that janaza, I don't know why people are saying it. I don't know why. But this one sister in particular, she came up to me and she said, you and your husband changed the way that I see my faith, and the way that I see Islam. I don't know what that means. I don't know why. Praise be to Allah. Alhamdulillah. I don't know what she see. I feel like it strengthened me. I don't know why I would be strengthening other people. I don't know what I said. I don't know what my husband said. I don't know. I should go back and watch. I don't know. But all I want to say is, when you feel the spirit to speak, you do it. If you feel like you moved to do something, do it. And if you don't feel strong, get around somebody else strong. Every day, my husband make me stronger. And when I feel weak, when I feel like I'm getting like I feel a little insane. I feel like, what could I have done better? What I should have did this, I should have did that, or whatever the case may be. And he just filling me with strength. So even when you off, make sure you're around somebody who's gonna pour into you, who's gonna speak God into you. Because one of the things that's helping my husband and I, the people who come around us and they speak God, read this in the Holy Quran, read this in the Bible, that strengthens us. So the only way to overcome, for me, mental barriers is keeping God at the forefront of your mind, being around people. If you join this call, like, be on this call and don't just take notes. Like, listen on this call and put it into action. The sister, I don't know your name, sister. I apologize. I was homeschooling my daughter, and I just told her I need to go in the room and I need to say what I need to say for a few minutes. Let me get on this call and say something. So the sister Brother Ben was talking to earlier, and he was saying, I'm gonna ask you tomorrow. Sis, really go to work on it, and it's gonna feel good. It's gonna strengthen you in faith. Come on this call, even if you feel like it ain't ready, and be confident and share whatever it is you're gonna share, and just know that from there, God, I think you, I don't know. Allah God is going to give you what you need. So even if you come over here and feel like you're not prepared tomorrow, don't worry about it. Because at the end of the day, it ain't about you anyway. You share what you're going to share, and then God's going to give you more. Every day, well, I'm talking to everybody, but I'm talking to that sister because she's the one who shared. Every day that you feel like you ain't got it all, it don't matter. Just keep doing it. You in your mind, you might be like, I don't know why I'm doing this. It don't matter if you don't know why. Just do it. As you working on it, ask why. Like Brother Ben was saying earlier, as you're doing it, ask why and just keep working on it and every day work towards it. But don't do it because you don't feel like you don't know how. You're going to get the why the more you continue to work. And so I feel like I got so much to share now, but I'm just going to stop right there because I know Brother Ben also said that he didn't want to end the call. I didn't want the call to end. And I just want to say thank y'all. Thank y'all. Like Brother Ben, thank you for this power call. Thank y'all for being transparent on this call. This is my first time sharing. I never intended really to share if I hadn't had time to think it through, but it feels good to share. And yeah, I love y'all. And Brother Ben, I really love you. You like a real brother to me. Even though, we don't communicate, but I feel like you just like a real spiritual brother to me. I just want to say thank y'all for this call. Thank you, Brother Ben. I know it's time for you to end the call, but thank you for allowing me to share.
Oh, praise is due to Allah. Thank you for sharing. And I'll say that I don't know what the sister meant who shared that with y'all, but I seen your husband's video on TikTok when he shared about the situation. And to see the strength that he has and that he displayed, and how he said this situation, I think he said he wanted to get a tat or something like that, but this moved him closer to Allah. And some people, when they go through a trial, it takes them away from Allah. I need a break. But to see how you guys are using this situation to move closer to Allah, strengthen your faith, is an example for many people, because Allah will show us if we truly believe. It says I sacrifice our life and our death are all for Allah, man. And sometimes when we go into a trial, we don't want to go to study group. We don't want to read no Quran, read nothing about the teachings. We don't want to watch no lecture. We mad, we upset, we disappointed in whatever we going through. And so to see an example of, no, man, this situation is a tragic situation, man. And this could make some people be mad at Allah. Like Job's wife.
I'm so tired.
First wanted him to, she tired. Yeah, we all tired. But Job's wife said, she said, why don't you just curse God and die? So much was happening. They was taking this away. This is burning down. This is that. Why don't you curse God and die? He said, well, listen, God has blessed us with the good. In other words, for lack of a better word, shoot, you can't sustain the bad. And then he was blessed to get everything back 2 times fold. Get it back and then some. He lost his daughter's sons, and then you end up seeing later on he had how many? So it's like, man, he's going to replenish it if we stay with him and we stick with him, but we're going to be tested and we're going to be tried to see what if I shake this up in your life? Will you leave me? What if I shake this up in your life? Will you fall back? And to see you guys, man, strong in this situation, so transparent in this situation. There's people, if this would have happened, they would have kept it on the wraps. They wouldn't have said nothing. They wouldn't have tried to encourage nobody, inspire nobody. They would have just soaked in it. So for you all to use this situation to share and still make your videos and still put the word out there and use your lives as an example to help somebody else go, man, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. Everybody doesn't have that strength to do that, man. So may Allah bless you all to continue to be strong, man, and everybody, because all of us going through something, to just continue to be strong, because we don't know who's watching. It may be somebody in your house that's watching you that you didn't even know they needed their faith built. It can be your son. It can be your husband. It can be your wife. It can be your mama. It can be your daddy. You don't know what people are going through in their minds, the self-talk that's happening in their mind, and them seeing you and hearing you makes them go harder another day. You just never know. And children be watching. You heard what Sister Dr. K said. They was doing a little video and they said, oh, mama said she been opening. You don't think they paying attention? Hey, mama said she was going to do that, but she still ain't did it. Hey, daddy said we was going to go here. He still ain't took us. Oh, they remember that type of stuff, man. So you don't know how you really influencing others and what's going on into other people's mind by just your actions, how you handle certain situations. You know, I had people reach out to me when my mother passed and they was talking about how strong and, oh man, you know, you just never know, man, the way that you handle stuff, how somebody else is interpreting that and how you help them deal with whatever they dealing with in their life. So really, when we going through stuff, it's not really for us. That's what, you know, I try to remind and tell myself, it's not just for you. Yeah, you going through it, you dealing with it. It's, you know, it's hard and you going back and forth, but somebody, you know, how you handle it, you helping somebody else overcome and how they deal with it. You helping somebody strengthen their faith. You helping somebody rise above emotions into the thinking of God for their situation. And they may not even never tell you. You know, we blessed sometimes to have people come up or DM us and say, hey, man, privately, bro, that was really. But sometimes everybody not going to tell you. They just feeding off of you. You don't even know it. A lot of y'all be worrying about your likes and your views. It's somebody viewing that'll never like it, that'll never comment. Like Sister Destiny, she said she be on here. I don't never really share nothing. Some just made me. I didn't know that was Sister Destiny. That Sister Destiny that be on the call. So some people, you just never know, man. A lie that a lie is using you specifically. That's why I try to get y'all to share, because I know y'all go through certain stuff that I probably would never go through, and I'm gonna go through some stuff y'all never will go through. But when y'all share it, you don't know how Allah is using y'all by just simply sharing your story. Sister, look at what Sister Randisha done sparked in here. One of the best power calls. We going on 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Because people said, damn, that was transparent. Well, let me be transparent. Well, damn, he should. Well, let me share this then. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share this. And it ain't y'all wasn't deep when all that. You got to remember something the minister said in 1970. You were just sharing what Allah has allowed you to experience, what he put on your heart. And look at how it's been helping other people. And other people are able to see, well, dang, I'm not the only one going through this. Well, man, I thought I was the only one. Well, wow, I thought, you see? So that's what we're trying to create in this thing, and why I'm asking y'all to speak. I don't want to be here speaking. Sometimes I may go long because I'm really trying to spark and see who gonna press the number one so y'all can speak. I'm trying to rev y'all up, because y'all just don't know, man. Your mothers and your wives and your husbands and all this stuff that y'all deal with, man. You know, people be going through it and they be like, man, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. Till I hear one of y'all, I'll be like, pray be to Allah. I ain't the only one going through that. I want to feel good. But I'm finna get out of here because I got to get a haircut. That's what I need to do. I got to get this haircut so I can stop coming up here looking like how I'm feeling. No, I'm feeling black-tastic. I don't care what's going on. We got to keep a good spirit. And sometimes maybe get down, but I got to remind myself, man, we are black-tastic, and no matter what's going on, shoot, man, we got air in our bodies, man, because somebody died last night and they did not wake up. So, man, we got another chance and a choice. Like our brother, what's my man name out of Houston? Jay Prince. He said, everybody that wakes up, you got a chance and a choice. Wow, what are you going to do with it? Oh, we not through yet, because I seen Michelle. We not going to leave with sister, because I seen your comment way up there. You said, I'm afraid to speak. So now that you done press the number one, we got to hear from you. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. Wa alaikum salam.
Okay, I don't even know really where to start, but I haven't really been able to speak very well because I'm still going through a lot of issues. I mean, I've lost my son. Well, now it's 5 years ago, and I lost my daughter. She would have been turning 28 this year. This month, she would have been 28. My son would have been 21. And just kind of veggie backing on Sister Destiny. I feel your pain. I really do. At least you had a husband, though, who was there. But I held my son when he was 16 years old. He was born with special needs, and I cared for him by myself for 16 straight years. He was He was very sick. He was medically fragile. My daughter, she was born with a umbilical cord wrapped around her neck, and I carried her full term for 9 months. And yeah, she was stillborn. And then 7 years later, um, my son was born, and he had an issue with his umbilical cord. And so it caused him brain damage. So he lived to be 16 years old. And the day that he died, I held him in my arms until I didn't feel his I'm sorry. This is why I can't speak. But I held him until I didn't feel his life force anymore. And since then, a lot of things have happened. I became homeless. Everybody that I thought were my friends, they disappeared. My family didn't help me. So I've been completely all alone, and I've lived in a hotel for a while, and now I'm renting from a homeowner now. But I had lost my thought. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to kind of I lost my thought. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep this call, lasting longer than that. But you guys have really, you all helped me pretty much. Just listening to everyone's testimony has helped a lot, and I'm grateful for that, and all praises due to Allah. So I'm going to end it here because I don't want to keep this going forever. So thank you for your time.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for being transparent and sharing that. Man. Yeah, man. Allah's God. He's at the center of everything is all I can say. And whatever we're going through, let's strive to find him in it. He doesn't put more on us than we can bear. You know what I'm going to play? I know what I'm going to play tomorrow. Oh, man, I got a mighty message for us tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna hear, oh, man, that's going to be a good message for tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all be here tomorrow and y'all bring a guest. 8 a.m. Central Time, bring a guest. I got something, man, because it made me think about this lecture that I listened to, and the brother was saying, that Allah doesn't put more in us than that we can bear. And that basically if he chooses us, he sees us as strong and that we can handle it. He wouldn't pick one that to represent him that can't handle it. And, if his name is on it and we made in his image and likeness, he wants us to be successful and shine because he's proud of his product. So everything that we going through, man, you going through it for a particular reason. Figure out that why. Because if God is in it, it's always something I believe that's going to benefit humanity, bring about an impact. Is not just for you alone, but we got to search and find what it's for, even if it was just to share it on this call, man. Because there's so many people that go through life and they want to give up because they feel like, man, I'm going through the worst of the worst, until they hear somebody else share what they've gone through and then overcame. And then we are hope and we build faith in others when we can say, I was going through it. Damn, it was hard, but I overcame it. So then you become the book that needs to be studied. And you become the example that it's even possible to take place. Man, that's something, man, because some of us really think we got it bad. And we may have it bad, in our way. And and I know some people don't like to hear it could be worse. I know that's a thing. Some people say, I don't like to hear that, it could always be worse, or, it can be bad. But in reality, it can. It could. Go look at how some of them are living overseas. You'll be so grateful for what you have, right now. With the little that you think you have, it's somebody that don't literally have nothing. They don't even have a cell phone to be on the call. They ain't got Wi-Fi or signal to be even on a call to hear a word that can soothe their soul for a day or two. They don't have that. So man, it's just, as we hear these stories, I encourage us to be grateful for what God has blessed us with, and grateful for the trials that we have gone through and are going through, because in the future it'll all make sense. I believe it'll all make sense, and it's all shaping us in his unique way so that he can mold us for something bigger. We're not going through it for no reason. Now, if we don't share, and I'm not encouraging y'all to just share here, but if you don't get something out of it, if you don't use it, if you don't find a way to see what Allah wanted, why he permitted me to go through this, it may be in vain. So find a way to where what I went through was terrible. Man, I didn't like it, but it's not going to be in vain. I'm going to help somebody else with that. Just like so many of y'all blessed us today by just sharing your story. Y'all don't know, it's some stuff, boy, I be going through. When y'all share them stories, it made me, little weight off my shoulder. Okay, cool. Man, all right, that ain't just me. It's a blessing, man, to have that. Some people really don't have it. You heard what the brother said. He been around a long time. The level of transparency we had today, he ain't seen it. Where can you go where people going to be like, no, I'm not doing all right. I'm struggling. Now, this is what I'm dealing with. And then later on, they can tell you they overcame it. That's real. That's reality. Everybody not doing fine. Everybody not okay. And that's what some people, I think, fall into depression. And I'm closing for real because I really got to go. But I really think some of us really fall into that because you assume everybody else is okay. Especially if you got Instagram and you following certain people, everybody look like they got it going on and balling. Bro, they don't. They struggling too. They just don't. They just choose not to share those parts. But when you find out, man, that I got a brother and sister that's striving and struggling like me, and they keeping the faith, it allows you to keep the faith one more day. But if in your mind, everybody else is succeeding and growing and I'm not, you feel like something wrong with you. No, something wrong with your perception of reality. Because they toe up too. Fake pictures online. Oh, man, don't let me get to going. Boy, fake pictures. I'm talking about pictures look good to the mud, them together kissing and holding hands. Man, they never argue. Come on, man. They never go through it, huh? Oh, yeah, no, you just don't know about that part. Oh, yeah, if you knew everything that came with those pictures that looks good, with those videos that look cute. Oh, they never argue. They never get into it. They never bump heads. They never went through, they may have gone through some stuff where you say, oh my goodness, I wouldn't have been able to come back from that. So be mindful. You think you want what you see until you find out what's really behind that. So man, everybody going through a problem. If somebody ain't going through a problem, I just personally don't believe them. You can't make me believe you ain't going through no problems at all. So no, don't never get into that trap of comparison. There's people that have caused themselves to be depressed because they are comparing their lives to somebody. Oh, he's much younger than me. Oh, he's older than me. Oh, I've been in the nation longer than him. I should be so much further. You comparing yourself. I should be. Maybe not. Maybe Allah has you here for a reason, for you to see something, for you to get something. Don't do the comparison thing. Just thank Allah. Praise be to Allah for their growth. Praise be to Allah for their speed. Praise be to Allah for where they at. But that's not where I'm at yet. I'm getting my lesson. I'm moving at my pace that Allah got me on. And that's what helped me get through sometimes. Sometimes, but like, man, how this person able to adjust and do this and just stop being like this so fast? Nah, that's their speed. Allah growing me, long as I'm trying, long as I'm striving. I don't give a damn what you think. If you think I'm trying or not, I done got to that point. I don't give a damn you think I'm trying or not. I know me. Allah is between me. Allah knows. You got to get to that point, man, so that you can move forward and not, like Sister Dayton said, be stuck. Some of us, we stuck because of what we saying in our head. Brother Daniel, oh, we're going to be in here for 2 more hours, y'all. And I missed my haircut.
No, I'm about to make this quick, brother. I was going to pray to Master Muhammad for everything that I've heard for the family. But my mind kept saying do it in public, and I don't know if that's it's I wanted to do a real short prayer,
Come on with it.
real short. Praise be to Allah. Oh Allah, who came in the person of Master Father Muhammad, we ask you for your comfort, your healing, and your guidance. For all the sisters that shared and didn't share in any pain and trial that they might be going through. And we ask the same of the brethren on the line. We ask you, Master Father Muhammad, to heal us and show us your will, your way, and your divine purpose for everything that we go through. We ask this of you, Master Father Muhammad, in the name of thine exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is our Messiah, the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Amen.
I mean, all praise is due to Allah. Thank you for that. Sister Angela.
Yes, thanks for all the sharing. I just wanted to share because I identified with a lot of things that was going on. It'll be coming up to my mom anniversary. I lost her day after my birthday. She went into dementia and went blind. They put her in hospice. I took her out. She ended up living a whole year longer. My grandbaby, I lost two grandbabies. My first grandbaby I was certified to become a SID trainer. Once I got to be a SID trainer, I was going on vacation to see my daughter. She told me not to come that week, to come the following week. And she lost her baby. She was 2.5 months. He was 2.5 months. So I had a house full of SID material. I was with Channel 13 at that time, so I was doing parenting classes just as well. So I was trying to stay strong because it was 15 kids in the house when she lost the baby. So the kids was more able to explain what was going on than adults. All adults was crying and stuff and carrying on. So every year I usually do something with my other grandkids that we honor the kids that's dead. We call it the honor the dead or alive. And it's not only for the ones that went on, it's for the ones that's alive that we don't honor, that's here with us. My second grandbaby I lost because in Florida they forced her to have natural birth, and she wasn't supposed to have natural birth, so that actually drove her crazy. So I lost her last year, and her name is Angela too. So I was in Central Park when it took place, and what had happened if I probably would have walked through the park, I probably would have ran into her because she was looking for me earlier that morning. And the girl told her, "Your mother is in the garden." And she said, "I don't want to come over there because my mother going to put me to work." So sometimes that gets to me because I said, wow, if she probably would have came over there and known that they remodeled the garden, she wouldn't have had to do no work. And from there, I ended up losing the garden. They took the garden away from me. I had a real big spot. So everything I actually did was connected to that and my daycare. So I had to stop my daycare after 30 something years taking care of my mom, but just said I never needed a babysitter. And I wasn't going to let my mother stay in the hospice. So I ended up taking care of her. So last year was kind of hard because I did a lot in Central Park. So my thing with my daughter, I just do her as a milestone every year because we had the same date. The 23rd is my birthday. November the 23rd is my birthday. January the 23rd is her birthday. Her name was Angie. My name was Angie. She named her last baby after me and my mother. I thought that was going to tear me up because I didn't get a chance to see the baby, and she carried it full term. So I take all of their death and put it as something not death. We're moving on. I take all of those dates and put them as for milestones or do something to recognize others just as well. This month is preemie month, so I just crocheted over 50 something hats for my granddaughter to actually give away in Delaware to babies in hospitals or babies that need hats or whatever, because I had a crochet program in the garden. So I was the only Black one there, and I had the biggest space. So when they took it for me, that took me through a lot because that was like my recovery. So last year they had we finished doing it. So I've been there a year. So my thing is for next year, this is all the things that I'm actually planning to come back and do, which I'm starting to do, is to put everything back in the garden. I also went to the Mars because when I first came in the group with you, I was talking about I wanted to join as being like a Muslim, but I wanted to find out more information. So I went to all those places the sisters sent me But I didn't follow through because a lot of behaviors in the areas that I knew, and then actually part of being in recovery for a long period of time, I was like, I got to just think of other things to actually do. But I can carry on. So my testimonies and all the things I was going through is actually I built a community. I do things for the community. It will be in my story that I'm actually doing. I'm also going to do a story about my daughter, what happened to my daughter at the plantation, because I did so much in Central Park for them to say they didn't have any information. And we all know as women, you are not going to be walking around when you got like 5 or 6 kids without no information on you. So that was kind of hard to swallow. And it was only two blocks away from my house. So as knowing the street just as well, I just made sure I removed myself because I didn't want to go back into the lifestyle I used to live because I was saying it would be, really like dangerous. So that's where I was at, and I wanted to share on that part. So thanks for letting me share. One of the sisters kept sending me the information. The meeting started, and I know I haven't been here a while, but I have. I am a partner with you in the program, so I just wanted to come back and see what was going on. Thanks for letting me share.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for sharing. And we're going to close out with this from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Hopefully y'all can hear it.
You can't have this without this. Do you know when you breathe in the air, these are living atoms. When you breathe it in, you change their form. They die that you live. You eat the vegetation of the earth, it's alive. When you put it in, you change its form to an energy to keep your life going. So if that didn't die, you couldn't live. The chicken wanted to live too.
Teach, minister, teach. Good teaching.
The fish wanted to live too.
Yes.
But you ate the chicken tonight. You ate the fish tonight. Hope you had something good to eat. And that died in order for you to live, some of you more miserably, but you still alive. The point is, death feeds life and life feeds death. Is Brother Ben here? Brother Ben. Now, Ben got a heck of a program. A lot of people listening to Brother Ben. And Ben tells them about the minister. And Ben tells them about the minister.